DFZRadio.com.
Talking about the Heavy T Road Show. Knowing someone better than your show. And everybody knowing this whole show. Yeah. Talking about the Heavy T Road Show.
Previously on Heavy T's Grow Show.
So we're here. We're taking your grow questions. We got a special guest in the studio, Horty Chris. You want to introduce our guest?
Yes. As soon as I quit coughing from that BMC dab. Okay, wait.
Buffalo and Floramite in that bitch. Concentrated.
Chris
Present.
from Mission Fertilizer,
Sanctuary Soil.
Sanctuary Soil,
Pacific Grow Supply.
Pacific Grow Supply.
Bulksoil.com. All right, what about 10 mils? Cannelline is applied at half.
Cannelline is applied at 300 milligrams per dose. No, 1,000 milligrams though. Might as well go for it.
Will it
I
increase
did actually hit about a third of one of these, and it was psychedelic actually.
And so it is a microorganism that they've created that will create micro-rising in the soil.
So
Actually.
yeah.
So once you put it in it, you take your worm castings. You have worms in the ground. It will generate the worm casting that you have, and
Get
will
outta
generate
here.
that soil. And then what it does is it takes down and it breaks down the leaves. So like say you have leaves that will take 20 years to break down. They will break down within 2 years.
This
in your
is true.
soil.
This is true. Now, Dustin, take a deep breath and let's talk about it real quick, okay?
let's talk about
Biology, a byproduct of them reproducing, eating, consuming the sugars is enzymes being produced off of those, which help break down the food sources for the mycorrhizae, which in turn turn into humics and fulvics and other sugars that will feed the mycorrhizae. But this being said, if you are using any type of synthetic fertilizers, you will have to re-inoculate every so often, because just like any living organism, salts or synthetic fertilizers will dry out living organisms and cause them to die back. Let's go to KO. Just started growing. Or KJ? KO? KJ.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got to ask Chef, is that a KO or a KJ?
KJ.
This motherfucker put K and then it was like the Japanese symbol for water.
For sure. So what's your question? Where do you want to get started?
Just like any tips and tricks you can help me with, like
okay.
while I'm growing weed.
Yeah, and this is, look, you get a call in and you get hooked up for asking a question. So when I give you this advice right now, I want you to think of a question real quick. We have almost 500 episodes, all on DFZRadio.com, the on-demand section that you could go back and listen to all the calls and all the advice that we gave, all the different guests that we've had. You can go down the line. We have recaps available on YouTube that you can see the best of the last, 10 or 12 episodes. But right now, Kay, I need you to give us some direction, because you're just basically like, hey,
This is my kind of guy.
Why is the
New
sky
guy,
blue?
New guy. So
Yeah.
soil.
I'm thinking about becoming a chef. Any tips?
How do I grow?
So there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of different things to talk about. You call in, we could help you out. But please call in and have a pointed direction to take us somewhere.
I'm a big fan of BMC. I look at his memes and daily, and I
come up with those.
he promotes
I'll
the
let you guys have your
phosphorus.
romantic conversation.
All right, we don't have any Fofolo to give away, nor do I use Phospholo. One person at this table has been known to use it, and his name is Chris. No, but yeah. Listen,
It's just my coffee in the morning,
plant
though.
growth regulators like Phospholo.
Doesn't combust.
What are some of the other ones out there? The Hulk,
The Hulk,
the OG.
Bio, or whatever.
Most of them are just paclobutrazol, right? The jury's kind of out on whether that's carcinogenic or not. What's the effect of it? There's some studies that say that it could be problematic. Some that say that it's pretty much equal to what a placebo would be. Do I use it? No, because it lowers the quality. And I'm using those new Gavita LEDs, so I get like fucking 2.5 a light.
You get more weight with the Phosphlo, but the quality goes down. So that's what the memes are just meant to like show that fact.
You want something. If you're buying a soil, you want a small batch soil. You don't want something that has been chemically nitrified. I know we deal with a lot of synthetics for indoor growers, but for soil, it's a whole different ballgame. You want that that material to be alive. We talk about beneficial bacterias. That's what you want out of your soil. You want it ready to accept that root mass and start pushing some food up in your.
I like the Sanctuary soil. I think yours is cocoa based, or one of them is, right? Yeah, and that one's like that's like Cocoa Ninja meets Caveman. That's like the best thing right there, because now you're cocoa based, so it's gonna absorb like a
Neanderthal.
sponge. It's like a Neanderthal ninja, whatever.
A Neanderthal kung fu master.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So this guy's serious.
Oh wow! I was expecting to get a lot bigger and bushier before I flowered, but
They
is
will.
that? I
Do
mean,
that while they're flowering. And
From a
after,
bird's
too.
eye, from a bird's eye view above the canopy of the area you're trying to flower in, when
Right.
when 2/3 of the area is covered in foliage, flip them into bloom, because they're still going to grow for
Okay.
another 2 weeks, maybe longer.
Well, he's got
Yeah,
a
that's
dozen.
what I've been. That's what I've been doing, like two of each. But I just haven't been, finding anything worth keeping.
Well, I mean, get some hash bar OG from Turtle Seeds.
Every
Neptune Seed Bank.
Every seed germinates. Every seed's a female, and every seed's a keeper.
Turtle Seed Company will never have Mandarin cookies, Black Widow sherbet available from their seed company. It's gonna be
OG
stuff like
Mandarin
hash bar
cookie,
OG.
Skittle, wedding cake, Girl Scout.
Oh, brother.
That sounds
But it yields, and,
The
and they've
Big
never
Island
had,
brothers keep it very simple,
they've
bro.
never had one complaint.
sounds good.
For sure, for sure.
You know what's good cut, Ash Bar.
I got a funny story. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here it goes. No, I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you all about my dick, but it's a long story. 562-653-0707.
According to Bill Graham,
I'm gonna play that interview today.
All right.
you have to tissue culture it and then tissue culture that tissue culture that you made and then tissue culture it again. He told me that by the third time you've taken a tissue culture, turned it into a plant, taken a tissue culture of that, turned it into a plant, after the third time, he claims
Was this at 5 a.m. in
that
the Heavy T's kitchen?
no, it was actually, maybe it was. No, it was probably after he threw up in my bushes the next morning. Literally out my back door, just all over the ground. And I never heard from him again. But he says that you have to do it 3 times, and he says by the third time,
Nobody heard from
that
him again.
the genetics will be basically remapped to the base of what they were from the beginning of when they were created.
This is where our man BMC pounds half a bottle over 500 milligrams.
Damn.
Hold on, let me get my clout up by videoing this. And make sure to follow our new Instagram dropping. We can't tell you before we make it, but we just made it up right now.
Dr. Duff wouldn't have asked that stupid
Yeah.
That was 300 mils.
How much? Let's see the back of it. We can't see it all.
That's why I want to put it in the cup first.
All right. See how much is left?
It was like as much as I could drink.
This is 1,000 milligrams. One more hit. You could sleep in your van. You drove the van.
Oh, true.
All right, let's see the.
There's a blanket in there.
What is the website where Chris sells bulk soil?
Sanctuary?
That was a decent try. Dustin.
Michael Rising.
MichaelRising.com. Is that your final answer?
totally.
All right, caller number 1.
Thank
I'm so
God.
glad he said that.
No, I didn't say Michael Rising.
Oh, that was your
Somebody
final
did.
answer.
Somebody
Thank you for
did.
playing.
That's all you said 3 times you called.
I couldn't tell you 100%, but I say bulksolo.com.
Wow.
You didn't
We got
even
a
wait for
winner.
the motherfucking question.
What'd you think he was going to do? Why'd you go back to them?
Dustin's not going to let anybody else speak.
I'm out of here. I'm done.
Dustin,
This is
you
his show.
did. You won, man. And so for listening to the entire show, knowing the right question, you got hooked up with some more Mission fertilizer, some more Smart Pods, a gallon of Turpinator, and a Blue Lab meter. Appreciate all the listeners, all the Duff Free Nation. Until next week, other than that,
We out.
just a little past 6 o'clock here on DFZRadio.com. A solid 6:40. We had to get Chris out of the bathroom. Horty Chris was stuck in the bathroom doing something. The toilet didn't flush, but we're here. Yes, we gave out a bunch of stuff last show. If you missed the entire show, you can go back, get the full replay at on the on-demand section at DFZRadio.com. Also, big thank you to our man at Upstate Grower for editing that down with all the 4 hours of nonsense to a crisp. How long was that? 10 minutes about?
A little less than 10 minutes.
A little too long.
No, it was good. I liked it. An update on Dr. Baumgartner, otherwise known as BMC. Is he alive? I was asked this immediately after the show for the next couple days, and I have confirmed with him in studio that, yes, he is alive. What's up, BMC?
I'm resurrected.
You got resurrected, huh?
Because I did pass away. I forgot all about that syrup until the recap.
Yeah, you forgot a lot of things, I'm sure, after you drank that shit.
Yeah.
That is 700 milligrams. What was the next day like for you, bro?
It was cool. Like, I was just really, really relaxed all day.
Were you freaking out a little bit?
No. So what happened was I drank all that, and then I drove home before anything kicked in. And then I was home, and I told my wife, I drank all these edibles and ate all these cookies at the show. I'm going to be blasted. And then
and she said, you better go get me some food real quick.
Yeah, like I ate like half the fridge and then passed out.
Nice. A lot of Caesar salad, chicken Caesar salad, and fruit snacks.
Mainly
Eating over
applesauce
there.
and Caesar salad.
And applesauce, because you do have aceitis, right?
Yeah, I can't eat some kind of fruits.
Isn't that where you have too much like cucumber seeds and walnuts stuck in your butt cracks?
If you eat too much red meat, it gets stuck in
your
your
intestine
colon.
butt cracks. And you had red meat stuck in your colon?
No, but that's what happens.
Fun fact, when John Wayne passed away, they found like
20 pounds?
20 pounds or some shit of poop in him.
I think I got 25.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming in. Call in 562-653-0707. You can talk with the one and only Meme Master BMC. Also, at the end of the table, we have our man, Horty Chris. What's up, Horty?
Hi.
Hey, give me some more juice in my ears over here, sound
Give
guy.
me some more juice in my ears.
Yeah, that's what your wife said.
And I tell her, can you hear me coming?
Let's go to the phone lines. You guys got your phone calls on hold. We're going to go through them very meticulously, get you all the right answers, and you're going to get hooked up with free gear for calling in. First caller of the night to the great state of Oklahoma, we have Joe. What's up? What's up, gangsta? How you doing, yo?
Oh, we're doing all right. I was just listening in on all your shows, and I seem like all y'all got good insight on all this.
Yeah.
And this is my first time growing inside, so this is all new to me. But I like to keep my grow natural because it just tastes better. And I was just kind of curious about the runoff, if it's better to have more or none at all when you're using the living soil.
Okay, you're in pots. You're not in a bed.
Yeah.
Right? You still want to have some runoffs so you know all the soil is completely saturated. Right? But it's not a lot. Let's say, what size pot do you have? 3 to 5 gallon? Or
5 gallon.
5 gallon pot, you're going to be putting about a half gallon in that every time you water. It may be every day, it may be every other day, it may be every third day. You water when it needs it. That's first and foremost, is don't overwater. But you want about 10 to 20% runoff. So if you put in a half gallon in there, think about it this way: a 10% runoff of that is only a coffee cup, right? A cup, 200 milliliters coming out the bottom. So it's a trickle. It's not a lot. You don't want it to be going through and flooding your entire grow room or where you have puddles and all of that going on. So you got to be conscious of how much you're putting in and how much is coming out. Make sure to use a smart pot so the oxygen gets in there and you keep an aerobic environment. Some natural farming techniques talk about being anaerobic or putting like grow kashi or bokashi in there, which is an anaerobic style of growing. And I mean, the roots need oxygen. So it's better to keep it oxygenated rather than trying to create a living a living soil that is going to produce oxygen within it. Let the oxygen flow through the walls of the smart pots. So use beneficial fungi like mycorrhizae. You can use beneficial bacteria like trichoderma. Just one thing in caution, Joe, using living soil, putting all your amendments in there, and trying to time how they're going to be made available through biology or decomposition in a short window of 8 weeks of an indoor flowering cycle, it's going to be real hard to maximize what you want to do. And I recommend to all of our listeners, including you, Joe, is use water-soluble organics and an inert medium or a more inert medium. You could put your biology and stuff in it, but don't try to use a bunch of meals like kelp meal, feather meal, azomite, all the things that you're going to make a super soil with, just because those things aren't going to be available in the full capacity. They can be, but it's going to take you a lot longer to learn how to make them available for certain strains, certain environments that you're creating indoors. And the reason that you want to do that, think of it this way. If you have a window to maximize phosphorus uptake or potassium uptake, like phosphorus uptake, weeks 3, 4, and 5, you put plenty of a phosphorus source in there that's organic in your super soil, but it doesn't decompose in time to be made available. So as a plant needs it, it's not there, and it's probably going to be available past the time that the plant needs it the most, and it's really pushing and craving a lot more potassium, right? Or it may not even be decomposed in time in that 8-week cycle because decomposition is a slow process. So when we think of it that way and being available, water-soluble organics in containers is a better source to do that. And I'm not against living soil, TLO, or anything
have you had any experience with that Sohum?
Was Southern Humble soil?
Yeah, it's that Sohum living soil, organic soil.
I have not used it, my friend. No, I have not.
That's the one I'm using, and I don't like spending my money on shit that don't do what it says.
I feel you on that, but it is user. It's dependent on the user on how these things work. A lot of the stuff in the gardening store or a hydroponic store are similar or same stuff, just in different color packaging, right? So knowing how to use it, when to use it, knowing when it's going to be available is going to be up to the user. So all of that's experience. Grow experience, I mean, you can't gain it overnight. You can't gain it in a year even. If you had a harvest every 2 months, you only are going to do it 6 times in 1 year. Who the fuck figures anything out after just 6 times of doing it? Right? So
you got to do something 100 times to master it.
No, it's like 10,000 times BMC.
Yeah, 6 times is not enough.
Like your master of beating off.
Growing right now,
I have beat off 100 times.
They seem like they're growing kind of slow compared to what they would be outside.
So and for sure, less light. It's cold right now, so if they're on a cement floor or in a basement or something, you need to get them up off the floor because it's going to stay wet and cold. But absolutely make sure they have enough wattage. For vegetative, you can go maybe 20 to up to 50 to 60 watts per square foot. For bloom, you're going to be in excess of 65 watts per square foot to really get the size and the quality that you want out of your indoor grow. But Joe, listen, you have those nutrients and a soil that you start with that's a super soil, like you heard about Empire Builder last week when Sanctuary Soil was on. By the way, go to bulksoil.com for your bulk soil needs right now. But that is packed with all types of great stuff, but not to the point to let it or to give it enough through the entire growth cycle. You still would use their Mission Organic fertilizers to up the PK or to emphasize or enhance certain things like roots, quality, structure,
like
all of them.
Recharge or
Recharge is a biological with humans
like
in it.
fish shit.
Yeah, kind of. Fish is also a biological, but it has food in it. I'm gonna send you, Joe. I'm gonna send you some of the Mission fertilizer, dude. I'm gonna send you. Let's see, the Bloom and the Crazy Swell. Let's try that out for you.
Crazy.
I'm also gonna send you some Smart Pots, dude, and some other stuff we have back there, like a T-shirt and whatnot. I'm all going out to your local spot.
Used condom.
Man, y'all are awesome.
Horty, did you want to chime in on using organics indoors?
Yeah. It's my favorite thing to do, man. I love to use organics in the doors. I'm doing good, buddy.
Tell the listeners why, though, Horty. A lot of new listeners out there tonight.
Well, you already pretty much covered it all.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
15
participating,
minutes.
Horty. Bye-bye, Joe.
So,
love Horty showing up.
Thanks for coming, Horty.
Absolutely.
I was going to just say that,
We already did it.
organics are cool if you're going to grow outdoors and, start in, April and go all the way through the summer on a long excursion. But indoors, I just stick with salts.
Yeah.
Rockwool.
Yeah. 562-65307. Rockwool fucking insulation and shit.
That's right.
Scientist.
When I'm done using it, I just toss it in the attic. My house stays,
dude.
my house stays so warm.
You end up with the most insulated attic in the neighborhood.
Yeah, dude. Haven't had to turn on the heater in years. Probably because I got the gas line tapped for the CO2 burner.
Yeah.
But, priorities.
Yes. Some people, they tap the electricity. You tap the gas
Tap
line.
the gas line. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's the expensive
That's
one.
smart. Mariah calling in. What's up, Mariah?
Hey, thanks for having me.
No, thanks for calling in. What's your question?
Okay, so I'm pretty new at with growing in cocoa quarter, and right now I'm using a 50-50 cocoa and perlite, and I've been using Dynagrow Newt for the last probably 6 to 8 months or so. My question is there a potential of calcium deficiency without using any kind of supplements? Because the company says that you don't necessarily need to supplement. However, I've been hearing conflicting information on some forums that I'm a part of, and then just my mediocre online research.
BMC. Mariah wants to know to or to not CalMag with Dynagrow.
Always add more CalMag.
Yes, that is a solution to any grow problem that you have. We just
It's like the cowbell.
we have to fill 4 hours, but if we could just answer everyone's call with CalMag, and
You
we'd
could
be
never
done.
add enough CalMag. No, if you're in cocoa, it's got to have a CalMag draw, which means it absorbs CalMag and doesn't give it back. If you're in RO water, you don't have CalMag there. So even if the line does have some CalMag in it, it might not be enough. And if it gets drawn up by the cocoa, the plants aren't going to take it up. So really, you just have to see if your plants look okay and they don't have a CalMag deficiency. If you've been doing it for 9 months and everything's been green, I'd say it's fine. But if they're yellowing and they look like they need a CalMag, then yeah, they need CalMag.
Yes.
Well, we had initially started with DOVC and then immediately pretty much switched right over to cocoa, and just now we're growing super hot peppers, and we're having some of the leaves are starting to curl, and it's like they're not really thriving now that they should be in bloom, like full bloom. So
for peppers, definitely, and this goes for people out there growing tomatoes, peppers, cannabis, whatever. These are calcium and magnesium hungry plants. And in cocoa, there is a high CEC, the cation exchange capability of the cocoa. And what's agitated is the calcium and the potassium. The extra potassium in it will actually push out the calcium, so you have to constantly replace it. So no matter what nutrient you're using in cocoa, you need to add CalMag. You should be 200 to 350 parts per million of CalMag in there for the layman out there, it's basically 5 milliliters per gallon, or cap full for the real layman out there that are like, what's a milliliter? All right, or teaspoon. There you go, teaspoon per gallon. Yeah, and it's also one of those things that's hard to overdo, right? It's hard to overdo, so the risk of toxicity of overdoing is real low, so use it. Also, in fruiting plants like tomatoes and peppers like that, you'll get blossom end rot. So your blossoms that should be pollinated will just start falling off if there's not enough calcium and magnesium.
That's what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, so you have a lack of calcium in there, but also the wrinkling of the leaf and stuff. Be aware that peppers are one of the favorite food sources of mites, including mites that are microscopic. Check the underside of the leaves. Also check for aphid infestations on the lower leaves. Use garden spray from Rhizoflora. I'll actually send you a little bit of garden spray. I'll also send you some of their Terpinator, which will bring out those oils and make your peppers even spicier.
They'll be like
it stimulates it stimulates oil production in some of our favorite plants, Horty, but also in everyone's favorite plants. If they're just going to produce oil like peppers,
it makes your habaneros, it makes your jalapenos taste like Scotch bonnets.
No shit, dude. I tell you, they are.
You're like, that's a jalapeno. My lip is burning.
So
off, literally.
Remember our dear friend Duff that passed away?
Yeah.
He came
ate
over.
One of those peppers.
He came over and
killed
I
him.
did stuffed jalapenos on the grill, and I gave him one, and he was like, "You motherfucker, you fucking tricked me. This isn't a jalapeno." He's pouring fucking milk, and I ate one too. So I'm like, if I tricked you, why the fuck did I eat it, you retard? and then he walked in front of a train and got hit.
He ate a ghost pepper at the Cerritos shop too, like just he nibbled like the tip of it. He was like, "Oh, let me taste it," just like barely bit it, and his whole face was red and dripping, and it was in the morning all we had was Miller Lights. And he was like washing his mouth out with Miller Lite.
The morning, the afternoon, the evening never is a bad time for Miller Lights. Miller Lights all day long. It's 3 o'clock somewhere, right, Mariah?
Right.
And that's
hey,
right.
On top of that, how often should I flush the cocoa? Like right now, our containers are about 3 to 5 gallon.
You should really never have to flush cocoa. When you use just fresh water and cocoa, you're essentially starving the plant because the salts and things don't really build up into the cocoa. So if you don't have any amendment up there to be decomposed and released, you're starving the plant. For those of you that kind of want to do like a reset, if you think you overdid it or damaged the root zone and you're wasting your money putting more salt or more fertilizer in there, use a biological like a compost tea. You can brew them or you can buy one in the bottle. Pure Blend tea is a great one I like to use. It does have some food in it, but it also have humics and stimulants, biostimulants to help get new root growth, and also those will help break down heavy metals and things. If you also want to add a little bit of enzyme like a hygrozyme, a biocozyme, canazyme, any enzyme really, and that will help it too. But you don't do it for a week. You don't do it for really a day. It's like almost like a real small, just saturate the soil and then come back with food right afterwards when it dries out, almost like priming a pump.
Yeah, if you do feel that you need to flush the cocoa out a little bit, like maybe you've over fertilized it, a couple times. If you flush it, just go back immediately after you flush it and feed it. Don't flush it and let it dry out till the next time that you feed. So if you're gonna if you're gonna flush it out, if it needs to be fed, and you're like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna give it straight water this time. As soon as you give it the straight water, you have to go right back behind it and feed it so that as it dries out, it has food available. If you don't, and you let it go 2 or 3 days till the next time you need to water it, it's gonna be just sitting there with water with no newts, and it's gonna fuck things up.
Yeah, we only water like once a week anyways because of, that's just from research, and it has worked well for us. But the biggest reason why I'm bringing up flushing the cocoa was for, I guess what it would be like a root block, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, like Horty was saying,
basically it's holding so much, of the...
If you get the root block, then you have to flush, but don't let it dry out flushed, because that's when it's got to starve it.
Right. If the salts are locked up in there and you've got like nutrient lockout in the root zone, and you go and pour just straight water through it and flush all that stuff out. Now it's flushed out and you've unlocked it. But you have to, like, literally, you pour 3 gallons of clear water through it. As soon as it drains off, go back behind it and give it a nice watering of regular food.
In that moment, like
in that moment,
right there,
like not the next day or 2 days later. If you flush, I don't care if you pour 100 gallons of water through that thing. As soon as it stops running out the bottom, go back and pour full strength nutrient on the plant, and then let that dry out in the medium over the next week.
But that would be very wasteful to use 100 gallons of water.
Okay.
Okay, Mariah.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm going to send you some of the Smart Pots, okay? The Smart Pots are good.
Okay.
Is that the fabric pots? I'm pretty new to this stuff. Is that the fabric pots?
Those are the fabric pots.
Yeah, they're the patented fabric pot made in America right there in Oklahoma. Joe probably lives right by the factory. That's why he was calling in to try to get some for free. Then he could go by the factory and be like, fuck you guys. You said I couldn't get none, but I got them from Heavy T. And he's going to take care of that, of course. And I'm going to send you some Turpinator from Rise of Flora. I'm also going to send you some garden spray. Hit it, please. What is garden spray, Mariah? You want to know?
Sure.
Well, let me tell you. Garden spray is an organic insecticide from the makers of Turpinator. It uses a combination of food-grade organic oils and citric acid to deliver a 3-pronged attack on common garden pests, including aphids, whiteflies, fungus gnats, spider mites, flies, beetles, broad mites, thrips, and duffmen. Garden spray will also help control powder and downy mildews when used as a preventative spray. You spray it on. Grower's tip. The quart that we're going to send you makes up to 64 gallons of sprayable insecticide, fungicide, garden spray. Go to riseofflora.com to learn more.
That's a lot of spray.
Mariah?
Yes.
Mucho gusto. Sí, mi español es no fuerte hoy. Thanks. Talk to you later. Send us some peppers.
All right. Hey, thank you.
We'll eat them on air. Winning. Hot pepper challenge on Heavy T's Grow Show, you think?
No.
We'll see what's up.
I'll judge it by not eating it and watching you guys.
562-653-0707. That is the phone number. We got to pay the bills right now. We'll be right back after these messages with more of your grow questions on DFZRadio.com.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. You weak hustlers just make me laugh, and I ain't fucking with it if it don't make me cash. All I do is stack money. I'm a grown ass man. This the West Coast addiction. Team on the map, bring the heat on the track, bring the fire in the booth. I'm tired of these motherfuckers lying to you. It's for the real ass hustlers who clocking that dough like Urban G-Bo who just got home. Get your paper up. Get your paper, get your paper, get your paper, get your paper, get your paper. I hustle hard, 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 I hustle hard. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. I hustle harder, I got to get it. Ain't no waiting around for somebody to give it. I stand on my own too, the grind I live it. The 9 to 5 can't provide the digits. My vision's exquisite, like the stones that I wear. Got gold around my neck, got diamonds on my ear. All the whips that I own, sitting on chrome. Candy painted bike that's sitting on gold. Get your paper, 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 get your paper. I hustle hard, 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 I hustle hard. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just money, just money. Yeah, stack that money.
Throwing weed up in the bag, let me get a couple mags, and we do it just like that. We some money loving freaks, so my niggas gotta eat, so we out there moving packs.
Get your paper up, get your paper up.
I'm stacking so much dough, I got a paper cut. I'm packing so much hay, I feel the staple up. And I don't give a fuck, you lay down for my paper chunk. Yeah. The cold life that we lead, hustle hard just to stay breathing.
Get your paper up, get your paper up, get your paper up. I hustle hard, I hustle hard, I hustle hard. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money. Yeah, stack that money, just stack that money.
Yeah, that was the same 562 right there featuring Knock All, mixed by KP. We'll be back with the Heavy T Grow Show after these messages. Cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey, I'm in the zone. Dude, this shit is awesome.
Big cities need a fast-paced life to grow. And in my fast-paced garden, I use the Big City Hydro Mix. It's available in bulk anywhere in California, organic certified, and made with calcium buffered cocoa. With a consistent pH, it works well with all container gardens and conventional feeding programs. Check with your local grow store for bags.
Check us out at bulksoil.com.
That's Horty's Pimpin' 101. Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
You are listening to the Heavy T Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707, for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, or Dr. Duffman. Killing it.
You're going to go get the green pad, see? That's what you're going to do. You're going to go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the Green Pad Junior. Put on your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see?
That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Meow. Meow. Meow.
And I don't hold up shit, you know what I mean, but to represent, you know what I mean, but to be me.
You know what I mean? Procreate, have better seeds, make a better mix.
I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Caviar got me scorched. Why you niggas smoking Newport shorts? And you wonder why your bankroll short. Probably cause your ass never left the porch. I be grinding and making moves, you know the business. Pound the block, pushing work till it's finished. Serial killers need no fucking eyewitness. Extra clip, shit, I'm on my Blake Griffin.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like this.
Seen the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to meet. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city. Check a nigga altitude. I'm higher than the rest of you. I'm Superman fly in the city.
Tapes confused with wearing capes, you fools. Still breaking the rules, roll moving, you lose. Handyman with the tool, I had to rock his body. I came to body like Lottie Dottie, and I don't wanna hurt nobody. I'ma break it down with the get down, watch it go down, hold it down with the 4 pound. Now you know now, it's about to go down.
Respect you, respect me.
I've been hustling my whole life.
You know there's no nigga out here like
Seen
this.
the light. I see you niggas stopping at the stop sign. I'm California stopping cause the world is mine. Some claim defeat, the angels speak. They woke the king will sleep. The trip will be the way to meet.
My weaknesses and my strengths. But everybody know my strengths definitely outweigh my weaknesses. As long as that, I'm a human being. Like everybody else. And if I meet somebody perfect, then they can train me. And they can help me be perfect. But ain't nobody out there perfect. So,
You gonna get some White Claws? What's up with the White Claws, BMC? All right, welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show. Horty Chris is without a White Claw for the longest he's ever been in the studio.
I know.
He's on fire tonight.
This is against his contract.
562-653-0707. He's contractually obligated to smoke all black ash. What is this? He's got multiple things for me to read. I already got a line 3. Is it line 3? Oh, Mo Buddy wants to talk to me. That's line 2. Mo Buddy, Missouri. Mo.
Mo Buddy.
What you gonna do? Give us a Mo.
Is that Mo Buddy?
What's up, cuz?
Stafford?
What up?
What up, dope?
What y'all doing, man?
Just doing a podcast. What are you doing?
I just lost all the motherfucking plants I got from y'all asses. Come on, man, cuz the shit happened.
How'd you come this time?
Man, nigga, shut up. My whole soul hurt, cuz. Boy.
Man,
Damn.
I think we're gonna have to send him an express packet of replacements.
Nigga. I mean, no, my apologies. My apologies. I didn't mean to say that.
Just say that whatever you want.
For disclaimer purpose, Mobuddy is African American.
We're not saying it. He is.
No. Hey, I'm Puerto Rican.
He's saying it for us.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Boricua.
I am black. I am black.
All right then.
We all the same. We all the same.
Puerto Rico.
Hey, Lindo, baby. What's up, Linda?
How did they let you out of New York? What's up? Come on.
No, man. Shit, I'm from L.A.
All right then. Well, what happened? What's your grow question? You threw plants away. Why? They died?
Man. Hey, cuz, here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Listen up.
I'm listening.
All right. I had the pack of some SFVs from the homeboy, right?
Uh-huh.
And they supposed to be legit, supposed to be F5s. And everything's going good. I'm over here. Hubris is going great. All the plants looking sexy. Everything's going right. I had some light problems, so it's probably partially my problem. I had some shutdowns. I was at Glass Vegas doing the glass shows and stuff. And I had a couple of power shutdowns, and then everything's on automatics. Besides other stuff, only have people come over to help to feed stuff.
Right.
So everything was on automatics. And found out everything was jacked up again, and then I caught a whole bunch of Hermes. I had to drop the whole tent and save what I had.
Well, that is a common problem. First off, for the listeners out there, first-time growers, hermaphrodation, that's when you got female or feminized plants, and they start spitting out male organs, and they pollinate themselves for the plants around them. And it's usually due to stress, right, Horty?
Chicks with dicks, man. It's chicks with dicks.
Chicks with dicks.
Chicks with dicks usually happens from stress, especially if you're having power outages and your light cycle starts acting all wonky. That's a sure enough way to get them. Also, light leaks in dark can cause that as well.
Yep.
But, yeah, when you're supposed to be in the dark period and your lights are coming on and off, it can definitely be pretty stressful.
It could be pinhole light leaks. It could be that you had a tent grow or a closet grow, and your buddy's over when the lights are off, and you're like, hey, let's just look at them real quick. Open the door. You can cause hermaphrodation that way, and the light is the most common way. So, buddy, I agree with your assessment that that's most likely the culprit. Also, different genetics we know that are more susceptible to stresses. So, some plants,
like the farm cookies, will get it all the time.
But we know that some plants are. So, if like you said, like the cookies, the GMO is notorious for throwing bananas.
The Gorilla too seems to top a whole bunch.
It'll do it. The Zukis, yeah, the Gorilla.
And when I used to grow the Gorilla Glue, I would get a Hermes flower here
I'm
and
running
there.
prees, bud. I'm running prees before 99. I'm running all my old seeds too before 99. So these are old ass seeds too inside the tent with all these new seeds. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm getting kind of offset because I'm used to running these outside, and now I'm trying to run them inside. And I'm getting a whole different fucking atmosphere, and it's not the same.
What if they just have male flowers but still identify as female? Assuming their gender.
Dude, they do. They identify, but they look like women all the way through, and all of a sudden, once they hit bloom, they start doing some old funky shit.
Some Bruce Jenner.
They're old.
Right.
Yeah, they're old shit, dude. They're old shit.
Okay.
So old shit's just acting real weird right
Sure
now.
you don't have a light leak in there
old
if all the Strandivars are doing it?
No, dude. My whole entire room's all shut off with black tape. With fucking shit all
it's the
taped
same.
off
It's the
around
same.
everything.
It's the same thing. If you had power outage, the plants don't know how long it's been light. They know how long it's been dark. So if your light goes out for an hour, and then after an hour pops back on, it's confusing the plants. It's stressing the plant out. Other stressors
that's what I think it is. 'Cause
Well,
it can't be
for
a
sure.
light leak from an outside. It's got to be the fucking.
It's
power
the
outage.
interruption
The
of
power
your.
outage.
You need to have a very rigid light cycle, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and when it's off, it's uninterrupted. And it's that 12-hour darkness that the plant recognizes as the flowering period. It doesn't matter if you went 4 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness, 4 hours of light, 12 hours darkness, and offset it where it wasn't a full 24 hours. The plants will still flower. It's when you make that dark cycle shorter that the plant starts getting fucked up and confused. But also other stresses, buddy, and I know you identified what you're doing, but for the listeners out there that may be like, oh shit, let me check the lights because I've had this happen. Other stresses include bugs, mildews, heat stress, light too close. All of those things can cause stresses to cause hermaphrodation. We keep a very rigid environment, 75 to 80 degrees, roughly 50% humidity with a light breeze. We don't want hurricane winds going through it. We don't want the light so close it's burning the plants or causing a chlorophyll shift where it goes from green to white. And then bugs too. When plants are under stress or under attack, they're stressed out. Also, you can stress a plant by overfeeding it too, giving it a little bit too much food.
You know how I got herms one time on the Zukis?
How?
Because they were so tall. I didn't have a light leak or anything. It was definitely like it had been working fine in that room. And then this batch got so tall, and I didn't lollipop enough, that the lower growth down there was like stressed out and like albino, and I didn't know what to do because it was just like dark down there. So because it was like so dark or something, it hermed on the bottom, just those bottom branches, and we cleaned those off. And then we didn't have any seeds on the top because like whatever pollen did make just kind of like dropped.
It seemed like it blew up, bro. It seemed like it blew up because half of one plant didn't have shit on it. One plant just seemed like it had everything on it, and the one that threw it all off, that had all the motherfucking bananas and shit, the shots, the motherfucker that was shooting, the ones that was next to them got covered up. But the shit that I got to save, my little Los Altos and a little bit of the hash bar, that shit was on the other side of the tent. So that it didn't get hit. So it only got hit so much. So it's probably got like, I'm looking at 5, 6 seeds at the end of all this. And I'm still going to take back like maybe at 0.5.
And this is your lesson as well. Don't put too many of your eggs in one basket. Like
No, I don't, dog. I'm
you
good.
said you had all
straight,
your
dog.
old collected seeds and stuff.
Nah, but I got a shitload of them already, bro. I've been doing this shit for years.
Oh, those are just a little bit
Not
of the
new.
seeds.
That's just a little bit. My bad. My bad.
I bought that shit from y'all, cuz. I respect y'all. That's why I came down and grabbed them.
Sorry, Mo Buddy, king shit of
Yeah.
Seed Island. Okay.
I ain't no king shit, cuz. I'm just fucking with y'all, man. I'm just fucking with y'all,
I'm
man.
fucking with
Calm
you too.
down.
I can't give it back. I'm all hyped up. Careful. I'm so hyped.
Y'all still getting these cigars coming from me anyway. Don't act like I'm not gonna send them.
All
I'm on
right,
gas.
all right, my man.
We gonna smoke them together.
I'm gonna get with Marcos Pollos. Tell him some stuff you need out of the swag in the back. I know you've got a lot of stuff from us, so let him know what you need, Mo Buddy. Thanks for calling in, playa, and shout out to your local hydro store. Go ahead, shout it out.
Be good. It's a quality grow.
Quality grow.
Be good, Casey.
There you go, man. The also, Horty Optic Foliar makes a product. What's
Switch.
Yeah, you could use that, and if you for some reason think that you are gonna have a hermaphrodite problem, or you had a light problem, a light leak, a problem with your timer, a power failure, you can use that, and it basically, even if it throws bananas or male flowers, it will make the pollen inert, where it doesn't.
And it
pollinate.
stops them from making it too.
Pushes them into female flowers. Horty, if someone does have a power failure, though, it's best to just ride it out until the next time the light is supposed to go on. Go a longer light period. Don't rush in and be like, shit, the power's been out for an hour or 2 hours. Let me turn it back on right away. Let it ride it out dark.
Even if the power goes out 2 hours into your light cycle and it goes out, just leave it off for the rest of the 10 hours of light and for the next 12 hours of what's supposed to be dark.
Until 6 p.m.
And
again.
then have it come back on the time it was supposed to come on and stay on for 12 hours. Don't get into trying to switch it around. You're better off to go 24 hours of darkness than to go 2 hours of darkness and then 5 hours of light or 6 hours of light and then go back to 12 hours. That's where you're fucking everything up.
Yep, absolutely. And use that switch. I know growers that use it religiously as a preventative, especially if they're growing some of those cookie strains that we were talking about that are known to throw bananas.
Yeah, if you use it right, it stops that problem.
And if you do have it where it throws bananas and it pollinated, go wipe everything down with isopropyl alcohol, like a 90% isopropyl alcohol. It wipes off and will nullify the pollen as well. But you have to clean everything.
Yeah.
Because the pollen is like dust. Once it releases and it gets in the fans and goes all over, it's everywhere, and it could affect more harvest down the road.
And if you forget to switch and you get a bunch of seeds, don't be so bummed. Those are worth $16 each. You just need some glossy packaging, and you're a seed company now.
Uline has good seed packaging.
Got it. Yeah.
562-653-07. We're done with Mo Buddy. He's off to the side over there. We've got I didn't know Mo Buddy was Puerto Rican. I thought he was full on African American, but isn't Puerto Rican pretty much African American?
Yeah.
African.
Yeah, he was saying he's black but not African.
Okay. Raymond wants to know why his ash ain't white. Raymond.
Hello, what's up, fellas?
Why you got that brown or that black ash, bro?
Well, it's not completely black. It gets a nice gray, light gray color. It just, I see a lot of people posting all white ash and all these pics of super white ash, and mine just doesn't seem to get it. And I think I'm doing everything right, but it's just never as white as I want it to be.
They're using a torch as their lighter.
Yeah. My dude,
that's all.
Straight up,
get a hotter flame. You'll have white ash.
One of my greatest
calling.
greatest mistakes in life has been when I followed the hashtag all white ash and I misspelled ash, put ass. Oh man, that's great. Follow all white ass. White ass only. There you go.
Do you guys think I'm all right? Because I'm flushing 2 weeks.
How does it
water.
taste? How does it taste, Blair?
Tastes smooth.
Is it
real smooth?
Snap, crackle, popping when you light it?
Definitely not.
All right,
Yeah,
stop.
like I
stop
said,
tripping.
who cares?
stop tripping. If there's an abundance of chlorophyll, it can make your ash darker. Whatever you're smoking
It can be so resinous that it just gooey.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it could be so terpy that the ash is black, and people are saying that theirs is better because they got white ash when yours is better with the black ash.
Yeah, and maybe they're smoking Q-tips.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily meaning a cleaner smoke or anything like that. I think it's really dependent on what the composition of the flower is. And if you're growing your own, you're not spraying it with anything gnarly that can be residual. You're flushing properly, trying to get up the plant to use stored up salts and stuff. And there's still gonna be nutrients in the flower. All right, some of them are immobile. So if you're growing the plant right and giving it nutrients, whether it's organic or synthetic or whatever inputs you're using to grow it, it will still have nutrients in it. A plant doesn't know a nitrogen ion that comes from guano opposed to a nitrogen ion that comes from salt, because it breaks down, and that's how the nutrient molecule goes into the plant. It's an ionic process, and at that simplest form, they're the fucking same.
And
right?
like Cordy was saying with the torch, like when you have a bonfire, they didn't flush the pallet you're burning, and they didn't flush like the maple tree that got cut down, and there's a bunch of white ash in there. It's just the temperature. Once it's hot enough, it turns white.
Yeah.
And then people start having these arguments, oh, you need to flush for 2 weeks, or you need to grow it organically.
Yeah, you need to use Grokashi and no-till so that you get white ash, bro.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
So don't even trip on it, man. Be confident in what you're using, on that you're flushing it properly. You're not using any crazy chemicals to spray on them and use as pesticides or anything. That's why I use garden spray from Rhizoflora. You can use it up to the week before harvest. It's broken down by the UV from your light, so there's no residuals, nothing left over. It takes care of mildew and all of that. I mean, I'm more concerned with shit that's on the plant, or bug feces, or bug carcasses, or PM, or whatever, from people that come and give me samples, or even people I know that grow black market cultivators that use Phospholode and Avid and shit. That I won't smoke their shit.
Allegedly.
I'll just take dabs after he concentrates it.
Yeah, because I mean, a couple people told me like letting the pot dry, like super dry before I harvest it, maybe, and like leaving the lights off for like 48 hours or longer to help with white ash, stuff like that. And just the way I got it set up, I can't really do stuff like that. So I thought maybe you guys had maybe there's like a little secret that I don't know.
Well, if you
sounds like I'm doing everything right.
If you get a gallon of holy water flushed through your plant in the last 48 hours, turn the light on and off by a remote control every 30 seconds, it will be white ash. It'll be better.
I had this chick one time.
Iced holy water.
This chick I was with one time used to bleach her asshole. And it wasn't the butt sex wasn't any better with a bleached asshole than it was the one that had a little bit of tint to it. If you want to know the truth.
Oh my God!
Did you bleach your sheets?
He was still peeing out poop spaghetti
That's like
sticks.
the CRC. It's a lighter color, but it hits the same.
Oh my God! How did we get to a fudge packing story from Horty Chris on that?
He said, "Did it bleach your sheets?"
No, I got it on my T-shirt.
Yeah, but okay, Raymond, let's send you some Terpinator and Purpinator, brah.
Fire.
The Purpinator. They're going to bring out a bunch of essential oils, esters, terpenes, bring them out, as well as colors with the Purpinator. They're awesome products, and some smart pots for you as well, Raymond.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, brother. Tell all the friends, family members. Heavy T hooks it up. 562-653-0707. Here's a fun fact. Horty Chris had a girl that bleached her butthole.
Listen up.
I mean, dude, I could barely get my girl to shave her back. I can't believe she was bleaching her butthole.
When they're not your girl and they're trying really hard, they'll do all kinds of stuff.
And was that the one that's super thirsty?
No.
This is early on in the relationship.
All right, here we go. It was the one that has a baby now?
The one has a baby?
The one that, not your baby, but she has a baby.
I'll say, someone had my baby? Oh, son of a bitch.
Fuck.
Track that down like
it's
the
like
bounty
BMC
hunter on Raising Arizona.
BMC said when he didn't, I said, are you ever going to have kids? He said, no, I already have a wife. I take care of her enough. But she's not listening.
Allegedly.
She's not listening, right?
If she is, I love my wife, and that's not true.
All right, let's go to line 6. We have Mike with a fungus Among Us question. Mike, what's going on?
What's up, boys?
Not much, man.
So I've been doing a little research about some substrate, and I just wanted to know what maybe the best mix is. I know everyone says the cocoa. I know people use horse shit, cow shit, and anything in between. I just didn't know if you guys had any tips or tricks for a mix or a little ratio or anything that you could.
Okay, well, it's preference a lot, and let's go around the table, guys, and help Mike out and give him your preference. I know we've talked about it a bunch, but why, the pros and cons, and then we'll all go to each one. Go ahead, Horty.
I like to use cow shit because
This
it
cannot be
makes my
serious.
house smell really good inside.
Yeah, that's always good.
I use iguana.
You use the guano?
Yeah.
Llama.
Iguana.
I prefer cocoa. The
Not
reason I
guano.
prefer cocoa because it's absorbent. I don't have to water as frequently. It has a high air-to-water ratio. We know the roots need a bunch of oxygen, so it's very hard to overwater where you're going to get pythium or root rot. And you get to feed full strength every single time because cocoa is a hydroponic method. All hydroponic means is you're growing in an inert medium, and the water is feeding the plant. The soil isn't feeding the plant. When you're growing in manures or super soils, you're basically, when you water, you're watering the soil, and the soil is feeding the plant, right?
Will that affect your amount of flushes that you see though if you're growing in a cocoa versus a manure or?
Well, yeah, if you have a huge amount of nutrient value in your substrate, yeah, it's going to be hard to leach them out more, leach them out. But at the end of a growth cycle, the plant, as it's dying, it's ripening, isn't going to be able to use a lot of those things, even if they're around in the super soil still.
It'll just block it out.
Right. It's seriously, as it's dying, it's trying to keep the plant alive. But see what flushing does, Mike, and this is where a lot of people kind of fuck up on the idea of flushing, is they think they're actually flushing the plant. What you're doing is you're flushing your grow medium and starving the plant, so it sends more of its essential oils, its terpenes, THC, all the other cannabinoids to the flowers, because they're trying to save the flowers that are the reproductive organs. It's to carry on the next cycle of life. And why it's trying to save the flowers is because, like I said, they're the reproductive organs, but they're not seeded yet. So the hope is if the flower is around long enough, and it's like trying to say like the plant has a thought process, it's an evolution. It's
helping facilitate ripening.
It's Darwinism, right? It's survival of the fittest over here. It is that if the plants can keep its reproductive organ alive, even when the rest of it's dying, there's still hope of pollination. And so it sends all of its life force there. It uses up any stored up nutrients that it has, or starts to use them up, and we end up with a more resinous, a higher quality, a better smelling flower at the end of it. You're not really flushing the plant out of anything. Like I said, a lot of the nutrition is immobile. It can use it, and it converts that into those sugars through photosynthesis into those sugars that in turn all the intrinsic cycles that produce in the resins and all those things we just talked about are sent to the flowers, right? But at the end of it, as it dies, the plant's not going to use what's in your super soil.
Listen up.
Got something to add, Horty? Cow
Yeah,
shit?
like if the roots are surrounded by like a high level of
Horty hose
of nutrients, then the plant tries to create equilibrium between itself and the root zone, right? So when you flush out a lot of nutrients, then there's not any out there for the plant, so it has to use what it's got stored internally, and so you're just trying to at the end get the plant to kind of like lighten up and use up what energy it has stored in itself, and you do that by lowering the electrical conductivity of the actual root zone in the medium.
And so if you use flushing sugars like a Clear-X or a FloraClean in super soil, you're basically ruining the super soil from using it again, just because you are encapsulating all of those nutrients, and then you have to re-amend it and get it going again. If I'm using super soil, I'm probably just trying to get everything leached out and taken care of with a compost tea, not a flushing solution. And that way it helps break down and decompose whatever's there and get it away from the plant, leach it out of the bottom as much as possible. But again, it's not that big of a thing. I prefer cocoa though because I get to use organic inputs and synthetics, unlike Grodan or Rockwool or
Salts only.
recirculating systems. You can't use organic inputs very well in there without creating a situation that becomes anaerobic. There's decomposition. Your reservoir becomes like a swamp, right? And that gets nasty real fucking quick, and you end up getting root rot or fungus gnats or something that it's hard to deal with, and you're starting behind the eight ball, so to speak, where you're starting already having to deal with problems. So in cocoa, it's drain to waste. Hydroponic method, I get to use organic inputs, so I get the best of both worlds. I get the growth rates that synthetics provide, as well as some of those more earthy undertones that a lot of soil growers like in their grow, and that comes from compost teas, a lot of humics that I use, and things like that, sugars as well. So, just knowing what you're using, how to use it. The first step that I would do if I'm a new grower is I would start in cocoa BMC. I would start in soil. I would start with a lightly amended soil so I could still use quality inputs like Mission Fertilizer, that's organic, but really help peak different windows to maximize the growth rates as much as possible with the soil. And if I wanted to move on from there, I would move into a cocoa grow.
Get more performance.
And using a good 2-part, something like House and Garden or something like that, it would be a good way, but still use some of your organic inputs. Anyways, I'm rambling. I got to take a dab, my man. I'm going to send you some shit. What do we got for him? Let's send him some Mission Fertilizer. What do you think?
Yeah, if he's in soil submission.
What'd you say?
I need the terps.
Oh, this fool needs the terps. You know what you're going to get? Brother and sister, you're going to get some Mission Fertilizer.
And some Green Pat Jr.
Green Pat Jr. bro.
Send me some cocoa. I need some cocoa.
Yeah, a pallet of cocoa, no problem. $800 shipping, I got that.
Yeah, you just pay the shipping, but you get a whole pallet.
It's only $800.
I got you some Terpinators. Yes, I'm hooking it up.
Try the sweetening.
You're the man, you know it.
Yes, I do. Thank you very much. Your mom knows it too. 562-653-0707. Tell your mom to call me. I got something to say. We'll be right back after these messages on DFZRadio.com.
And just like all the other Cocoa Ninjas, you are listening to Heavy T's Grow Show on DFZRadio.com.
My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja. Cocoa fucking ninja. My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja. DFZ Radio.
DFZRadio.com.
You're gonna go get the green pad, see? That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go get it right now. Go on down to your local hydro shop. Tell them Shunny sent you. That's right, Shunny with the green pad. More CO2 in your garden. More carbon, more weight, see? You need to get that weight up to pay me back, see, Shunny? Go get the green pad Junior. Put it in your cloning dome, see? You're gonna get some more roots faster. Cut days off your cloning time. More harvest year round. That's right, see? Activated by humidity. 35 to 50%, so make sure that's right, okay? Go to your local hydro shop, see?
That's right. Go there now. More root, more fruit, more fruit, more root.
That's right.
Yeah. Meow. Meow.
Hey, baby, started early, huh?
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are gonna work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Oh, bro, what? So I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com. You're listening to Heavy T's Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, and the Duff Man only on DFZRadio.com.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Turpinator.
Did you say Turpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Turpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Turpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Turpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Turpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Turpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
Hey, I'm in the zone!
Dude, this shit is awesome. The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
DFZRadio.com. So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Heavy T.
Hey, I'm in the zone!
Dude, this shit is awesome.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
All right, here we are. Check it out, Left Coast Wholesale. Yeah! James?
Andrew.
Why did I say James?
Close though.
I'm fucking an asshole. Andrew. Yeah. It's right there. Hey, Andrew. Wait, dude.
Says it twice. And Big
I got a lazy eye here, so let me check this out. Andrew Kramer. Are you from the dude that? Are you a son of the Kramer guy?
Cosmo, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Progeny.
Progeny, mate. Well, anyways, here we are. Left Coast Wholesale. I'm here with Andrew. Andrew, what's going on? You guys have all kinds of cool shit that you guys distribute across the nation. What are some of the few things you want to talk about today?
We got a couple things to talk about today, and we do have some cool shit that we do distribute through the nation. A few other countries too.
What kind of countries?
Australia, Spain, UK, British Columbia.
Those are huge countries, mate. Huge. Huge business going on. Huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. It's going to be just fabulous. No one's going to be able to do anything better than this.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big league. Big. We go big over here at Turpinator here. Yeah. No, wait, Left Coast. I'm sorry. So go ahead. Andrew, tell us what's up.
I mean, you guys have been rocking the Turpinator for quite a while. There's not really too many new things I have to say about it. Same formula, same product, same thing that's been working for years.
But you guys got a new sticker.
It's pretty shiny. It sparkles in the right light. Kind of 3D, hologram. That's another word for it. Basically, I mean, this is, the world's #1 terpene producing product. It essentially provides the building blocks your plants can more easily produce terpenes. Whatever terpenes they produce, that's genetic. That's, they're going to be producing that same profile. This just brings up the levels. And I mean, with terpene profile comes up, also trichome size comes up. Also extract yields comes up. I mean, win-win.
Boom, 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 winner. Yeah. I mean, we're just getting all kinds of terpenes going and just going to kill it, right?
Party over here, man.
Terp party with the Terpinator. Do you just pour it on top of your plants, or do you got to water it in?
I mean, technically, actually, before we released it, we fed plants just Terpinator, undiluted for 2 weeks. It does not burn. So that's the nice thing. You can pretty much use it with any fertilizer out there. It's just a great addition to anyone's nutrient line, basically. Yeah.
Go ahead and just use it with your stuff, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, if anyone ever is looking kind of for my preferred feeding program, they can always give Left Coast a call, and I'll go over with them and kind of go over their system and stuff like that personally.
There you go. You need help, call them up, bro. Left Coast is there for your help. And then what's up? What's next?
Garden spray. So this is actually from the same mines that brought you Terpinator. This is our insecticide. Every input in here would be approved for a USDA organic crop, and the nice thing about it is it's very concentrated. This gallon right here retails for $140. It makes 128 gallons of full-strength spray. Yeah, the days of paying $30, $40 a gallon for something you'd be spraying are gone. I mean, you want to talk about big ag, you want to talk about large scale, like you can't be spending that. So basically we came up with a product, really nice and concentrated. I mean, I probably wouldn't spray it past 2-3 weeks in. You know, it's an oil-based product, so. But at the end of the day, I mean, I've used it on russet mites personally. I've used it on spider mites personally. It has helped me out quite a bit, and it's a great component to anyone's IPM program.
There it is, guys. You heard it. Don't use it past week 3 because it's an oil, and that will just destroy your flower's taste and loveliness and all that goodness, right?
Oh, that actually smells really good.
Well, does it smell good? So I just spray it on me?
You might want to just spray it on there. It'll actually make it smell better.
So if you're growing that hay, I've grown a little hay. I'm going to get that garden spray and put it up on there, bro, because it's going to smell good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, do that. For sure do that. Yeah. And then what's the third thing here we have?
The third thing here I'm here to talk about is geopots. It's our normal one.
What's up, guys? Max Shields, St. Louis Obispo, San Jose. I was joking. Yeah, San Jose, 2017, Max Shield. If you guys suck at rolling joints, like I don't, but if you do, Futurola is going to roll up your joints for yo asses. Right, Futurola, what's up? What's up, guys? Who's doing it? What's up, man? What's your name?
I'm Forrest.
Forrest, what's up, Forrest? I'm Duff.
Duff, nice to meet you, Duff.
Nice to meet you. What's up? You guys are Futurola. What do you guys do for the future of Rolla?
You want to see it? Come right this way. Come with me.
Well, we can't see it. We're like on the. We're gonna be on the radio here, so we gotta describe this. It's theater of the mind.
We sell pre-rolled cones. They're hand rolled in Indonesia. They're the finest rice paper on the market. The slowest burning. They're unbleached. They are the glue is made from the acacia tree. They're amazing, and we sell a machine that rolls 100 of them. It fills up 100 of them in 2 minutes.
Okay, so you guys have a machine here where you have the papers that are already pretty much opened up on one end and closed on the other.
Correct.
And then they're going to go ahead and fill up these pre-rolls for you, which are rice paper, which is super organic and good for you.
Yeah, that's how.
Right, that's it. Keep going, Duff. All right, so I'll keep going. So then you're going to go ahead and you're going to have all these pre-rolled. How much do you charge for a pre-roll?
For a pre-roll, the cone itself.
Yeah, well, with weed in it, how much is it?
Oh, well, you'd have to ask somebody that sells it with weed in it because we don't sell it that way.
What? No, come on, man. Okay, well, what is that? How much? Okay, I'm joking. Non-drug medicine infused.
For $4.59 for a carton.
Okay, $459. $459.
Yeah, and you get 6,000 per carton. Say of the 109s, the long ones.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy this. Do I need your machine to have it pre-rolled?
Yes. I would definitely highly recommend doing it with the machine because you can do 100 in 2 minutes. So if you've got 6,000 to fill, I'd want to have the machine. I wouldn't want to do it all by hand.
Okay, well, my guy over there, Heavy T, he's the creator and the innovator of the show, is getting a video for us.
Wonderful.
So that we can show it on the internet and show it on the air.
Very cool.
So then what you guys do, you guys have a cap on there that I noticed, and the cap is like a pre-weighed out, like a the amount.
Perfect half gram per hole.
Per hole. So every hole is a half gram. Yes. You guys even that out with whatever you're going to put in there to smoke.
We have a few different sizes as well. We've got a reefer kit, which is 0.25. So they're a little bit smaller, and you can just, depending on the cone size, if you're doing a 1 1/4, that's a perfect half gram. You just run the machine once. If you're doing the 109s, the long ones, you would want to run it 2 times.
2 times, so you have a whole gram in there.
Exactly, yeah, for the king.
Okay, well, what if you want to do blunts? Because we're from Southern California, and these guys, dude, Cali Breeze is the blunt king in the studio. He's always falling asleep with a blunt in his hand, almost letting himself on fire. Do you guys do anything about blunts?
We don't do blunts just yet. No, we don't do blunts. Just
okay, well, then we could collaborate together. We could maybe make some money together on that.
Hey, let's do it. That sounds great.
There it is, dude. I'm making money here with Futurola. Hey, I see you guys. Tommy Chong, he's a supporter?
Oh, yeah. We've got a whole Tommy Chong line. Cone rollers, papers, grinders, you name it.
So then probably people already know who you are, Futurola. Where do they find you on the internet? Futurola.com?
FuturolaUSA.com.
And that's FUTUROLA USA.com.
Correct. Yep, that's the one.
There it is, guys. Hey, if you guys want to get your pre-rolled on because everybody wants to get it pre-rolled, yeah, dude, I want a machine because, like, everybody, I smoke so many joints, I'll smoke that all in one sitting, bro. I'll pre-roll. That'll be my, like, good night. I got, like, this restless leg syndrome. You ever experienced that?
When I was in high school, yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, growing pains.
Fuck, I'm 40 years old. I still have growing pains. Why you call it growing pains? It's still a problem.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that the herbs help.
Well, it will when I get your machine. You guys gonna sponsor me or what?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, hey, thank you. What was your name again?
Forrest.
Forrest from Futurola, guys. Go check his shit out on FuturoLausa.com. FuturoLausa.com on the internet, guys. Forrest is here. He's gonna fucking beat your ass if you don't buy it, because everybody else is just a bitch. And they were here first because I saw it here first. I had never seen anybody else's stuff here, right, Forrest? So if you want me to call you up if I see anybody imitating?
Word. Yes.
You look like you can enforce some shit.
That's correct.
Yeah, this guy's like 7 foot tall. My arm's sore now. I got to get done with this. It's going way high up. I'm Duff. I'm out. Thank you, Forrest.
Yep, you got it. Thank you.
DFCRadio.com.
This is the Legion.
Ooh, white claw out law. Holy Chris is a mess. White claw out law. What you know about that?
Hey, it sounded like I had backup swingers. Backup swingers?
Backup swingers.
Sorry, Freudian slip. You know that I'm a swinger, bruh. Imagine that. Imagine you go to your new swinger and you go to a swinger party and just heavy tees, they're all bald and fat, unshaven. It's like, yeah.
With backup swingers?
Give me that little fried chicken woman over here. Girl. It's called a dick blade. Let me show you how to swing it. I reckon. I reckon it's out of gas.
Oh, shit. Here we go to the phone lines. Let's see. Garrett? Is this Garrett?
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Garrett? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. What's your grow question tonight?
My grow question is, what do I have to do to increase my THC levels, like maximum, like real sticky icky, and flavor as well? But am I going to also, like if I do that, am I going to sacrifice my yield size?
Well, okay. Let's go to the first part of it. Genetic potential. You cannot make something more than what is genetically possible for the plant, right? So starting with the right plants. Biggest factor in getting the stickiest, or the highest THC count, or whatever you're looking for in a genetic is selecting the right genetic. You agree, BMC?
Yeah, just got to say the same thing. Like if you think of an apple or an orange, it could only be so good of an apple or so good of an orange. There's nothing you can feed it that's got to make that orange be way better than all the other oranges. It's just the overall health of the plant or the overall health of the tree has got to determine its flavor. If you're comparing, the same Stradivar to the same Stradivar.
And so the genetic potential of the plant. Now, how you bring out the best that can be of that plant is to have it in the right environment, full sunshine, light breeze, and optimize everything you're doing, right? Optimize light absorption by pruning, directing the energy to the plant by pruning and schwazing. I almost said schwazing again.
Schwazing.
Lollipopping, training the plant, all of those factors, making sure you have maximum light output that the plant could take, airflow, all of those things, bug-free, pest-free, pathogen-free. Environment, and genetics is 90 to 95%, in my opinion, of bringing out the full genetic potential. Now, the rest of it, we're talking about feeding the plant, right? The nutrition of the plant and optimizing different points to maximize that growth, giving the plant basically what it needs, when it needs it, and to maximize it. For instance, think about it as an analogy to humans. You know that you need a lot of protein and stuff to become a bodybuilder, right? So you eat steak or you take protein shakes. But you're not going to give a baby a fucking protein shake if you want it to be a bodybuilder. You got to give it milk or all that. And so just like that, you got to maximize what the plant needs at different stages from clone or seedling all the way to ripening and old age. How do we do that? Through our nutrition, through our environment. One of my favorite things, and I'm going to send you some because I smelt a little fishing factor here, but using the Turpinator. The Turpinator helps fill in the voids where, as growers, we fail to maximize the potential through the nutrition. It actually brings out most of the full potential and fills in those gaps that we fucked up in.
It's like the cheat button for everything that you messed up. If you burned it or you gave it some phosphoload or it was too hot one day or the humidity was too high, the Turpinator keeps it right through.
Turpinator's not going to offset phosphoload. Let's not fucking...
It does.
No, your shit is sucking.
If I don't use Turpinator after phosphoload, I notice a difference.
Yeah. And it's all white ash still, I bet.
Hashtag BNC.
Then, okay, that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about are what you're giving the plant for yield and stuff. You said, am I gonna forego yield for quality? Absolutely not. You should not have to. If all of those things are met, you will maximize it. Now, there are plant growth regulators like Phospholode or other products that have paclobutrazol or dimenicide in it that will increase yield and drop down quality. And you won't get that quality back. You may be able to
like 5%.
Bring out some with using a product like Turpinator when you use that stuff, but it would not be as good as it would be if you never used it.
Phospholode, yeah, that's the one that burned it.
Right, and I mean, in my experience, ever with paclobutrazol, is the numbers that I ever saw hit with it could be easily reached gram per watt or per light, whatever you're saying with the same Strandivars. It could be hit without using it. It's just more work. That's the cheat button for yield, And the problem with that is that it contains those products a lot of times contain known carcinogens that even become more carcinogenic when they're burnt, and you're growing weed with it, and you smoke weed. So think about that for one. It ruins the flavors and terpene production. Yeah, but the cheat button for the quality with Turpinator or filling in those gaps is not a carcinogen. It's actually, it's not labeled as organic, but it's labeled for use in USDA organic food production. And is it plant growth regulators? Is it any of this? The problem with calling something PGR or that is that most growers associate PGR
with bad.
But
there's good PGRs.
There's plant growth regulators in most of the products that you use. If you use kelp, you use a shit ton of plant growth regulators. Mm-hmm. Right? You use humic acid, the same thing. Mm-hmm. Not all PGRs or plant growth regulators are bad, and there's naturally occurring ones, right, that the plant will produce itself. So you got to know what to use and what not to use, but go for the higher quality. The rest will fall into place. You want to maximize yield, scrog and defoliate twice as much as that you think you need to get light penetration. Use CO2, create the right environment, and you'll be on point.
Defoliate, that's what the word when we don't want to say sways.
Patrick Swayze is just so lame. I think Garrett got his mind blown up. Or maybe he just like...
He's going to wake up and be like, oh my God, man, I had this crazy dream. I was touched with the knowledge of growing, and it blew me up.
I'm going to send him a swag pack, including with some of the new Purpinator hoarding. You know what's up with Purpinator?
No, tell me about it.
Well, it brings out colors, and it brings out quality. All right. RideTheFloor.com, Purpinator. And some other stuff. Let me write that down, other stuff.
Purpinator and other stuff.
I got a sweatshirt back there. I've got these Sicky Botanicare hoodies.
Not for the
that are all like triple XL.
That's what I'm saying, not for the skinny fellas.
But they are skinny fit. Who the fuck orders a triple XL
the
slim fit?
sleeves on those things.
Oh, those are the
fucking,
turquoise ones.
Yeah, they're like so tight all the way.
Yeah.
It's like
you can't even pull it all the way up.
It's like a compression sleeve.
Right.
Yeah, so lame. Let me take a sip of my White Claw and consider it.
Yeah, drink this White Claw.
White Claw Outlaw.
New track coming
Where are we
soon.
going next? Ooh, I think this guy's done.
He gone.
Oh, is this a lady? Let's see. Amanda.
Hello.
Hey, Amanda. How are you?
I got a call from Amanda.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. What's going on with you? Thanks for holding so long.
Panda.
Yeah.
Amanda.
So I am just calling. I've got some different friends and people I know that have wanted to do their personal fix for a long time, and I guess I just want to know, like, what if you could give somebody who's doing their personal fix one piece of advice, what would it be?
That's on right there, bro. Okay, your personal fix.
Personal six plant.
Oh, your personal fix.
In California, right? Your personal fix. that
What
you
would
have.
be one piece of advice? Fuck, there's just so much to go. And let me think about this. Okay, this is the number one piece of advice as a grocery store owner
Listen
and
to
someone
Heavy
that's
T
worked
Grocery.
it. Know what the fuck you want when you come in.
Make sure your landlord's okay with it.
No, don't ever fucking tell the landlord ever.
Contact
Jesus.
your local adult.
That's called dry snitching on yourself, sucker.
No, if you make sure the landlord's okay with it before you move in, then you never have to worry about hiding it from him.
Before you get set up, know the area that you want to dedicate to growing before you go to the grocery store and ask for a light or what you need.
True.
And know how much power that you're able to have at your system. Take a picture of your electrical panel when you go in, and they can help get you set up and have a decent idea of what you want to do. And then the last but not least, don't cheap out.
Have a budget.
I mean, yeah, but don't cheap out. Don't say, hey, I want to grow 2 pounds, and the guy at the grocery store is selling me this $200 or $300 HPS lighting, but I want to go LED, and there's a $110 one on Amazon that says it's a 1,000-watt replacement when it's only pulling 94
Now you just
watts.
failed at starting your whole grow career.
Yeah, lean on the grocery store guys. Lean on people like us, right? We've been doing this long enough. We don't ever claim to know everything. We know that there's a lot of different ways to get to the end. We respect different growers, different growing techniques, all of those things. And when you go into someone that's been doing this a long time, if they're owning the grocery store, working at the grocery store, have some reverence for their knowledge and, some humility. Don't come in thinking you know everything. And the good grocery stores, there's a lot of dicks out there that maybe work in retail. But the good grocery stores you'll know, and it'll be people trying to help you out, and they will be asking you questions about what you want to get out of your grow rather than just saying, hey, I got this package to sell you, get out the door. I look at my grow stores as, like, once we make a sale to a newbie, that we are their support team. Right? We're there for them to get them from beginning to end.
Right on.
And a lot of times it's difficult. So know what you want, know and pick the right place to go to, and the guys should work with you. Guys, I mean, BMC, you worked retail behind grocery stores, severely underpaid, I must add, for so long.
Don't read everything on the forums and
Shut
agree
up.
with, oh, my buddy does this or the guy on the forum does that. Pick one person and go with what they say. So if it's the owner or the manager of the hydro store and they've got advice, just listen to what they say. And if you want to go against it because you read something on a forum, then go against it because you read something on a forum, but now you're going against their advice, and now You're doing it wrong. You just got to pick one mentor. Don't listen to everybody.
Right.
And I'll tell you, people think that they're trying to get sold a fucking some shenanigans or something. A lot of times, if you're looking at $100 LED and go in the grocery store and be like, listen, use this $250 HPS. It's this much more output,
Right.
and stuff like that. And you want to grow a couple pounds of good ganja every 2 months, and this is what you need. But you're looking at this and saying, well, this is the same thing. Like you got to have lower your defenses and allows people to help you if you want help. And like I said, just because you read a book, just because you read a forum, just because your friend grows, just because your dad or your mom grew, does not make you a grower. Experience makes you a grower. Green thumb's a myth. Dirty hands are a reality. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get. And if you're hitting every 2 months having a harvest, in 1 year time, you only did it 6 times. Okay, and the grow period is different. That's why they break them down into weeks.
Yep.
Right, an 8 week. We don't say one flowering period. It's 8 weeks because every week you need to maximize or do something different. So you have one small window, a 7-day period, to maximize what you can give your plants or what you can do for your plants before they're going to need something else. Going to need a tweak on what you were doing last time. And think about that not only have you only in a year's time you've only done it 6 times, but that one period, like week 1 of flower, you're not going to get an opportunity to try that again for another 60 days if you're on that time frame. If you're able to hit that time frame, which is very difficult, by the way. You got to have a separate veg area, and you have to be doing it the right way, be raising your plants, and it's a full-time job. But like I said,
that's the fastest you could be doing it.
And I don't even remember what I said, but it was fucking sweet. So fucking Upstate Grower, put that shit in the recap.
Recap.
So I heard be prepared.
How about that?
I that's what I heard. Come in prepared, or
Kinda.
like make a plan. Don't just go like, okay, I want please give me this, give me that, and come prepared. But also like I really hear that listen to one person piece, because I think that's something that I see a lot. Is there is tons of different advice. There's a whole array of things that you could try, but trying them all at once isn't going to work out.
And switching it every time isn't going to work out either. There's a lot of the same stuff, like in different colored bottles, different colored boxes, a lot of the same philosophies, just different ways to get there. That if you're switching it every time, you're trying something new, you're on a learning curve. Master one way of doing it, right? And the other thing, Horty, I think you would agree, is don't grow a bunch of different strains into your 6 plants.
Yeah.
Pick a monocrop. Tell her why.
Yeah, pick something that's
okay.
Pick something that's similar, because some plants will grow taller than others. Some will be short and bushy. Some will be tall and lanky. Some will take 90 days to flower. Some will take 60 days. So then if you have different size plants with different growing requirements, they're going to need different nutrients at different times. So you can't just mix up one batch of food and feed all the plants, because some of them are on a different diet than others. So you want consistency in the grow. You want plants that are similar with similar flowering times in the area. And I'd say that the biggest thing is when you're setting up the garden from the beginning, have a plan and focus on getting the environment correct. If you're going to run a tent, run a tent. If you have a spare room that you can run an air conditioner in and a dehumidifier that's sealed, and you have the power and you have the budget, set up a dedicated room. But don't go and just say, okay, I'm going to get a tent and I'm going to put it in this bedroom, and then, I'm not going to buy a fan because I'm going to buy this kind of light, and now I can't get the hot air out of the tent, and my tent's 100 degrees and I don't have any money left, but I'm going to go buy this $300 pH meter when I have when I don't have the money for an air conditioner. You have to prioritize.
Environment's number one. And from our last caller, I think that most of the listeners would understand that. But
find the area that you want to grow in. And, if you can make a dedicated room that you can climate control, you're going to have way better success.
Way more better butter for your biscuit. You dig?
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's all you had to say, Horty.
Way more better butter for your biscuit.
There you go.
You dig?
You dig? Can you dig it?
She's writing it down. Don't worry. This will be available on demand tomorrow at DFC Radio, also on YouTube.
Fantastic.
Amanda, I'm sending you some Mission Fertilizer, the Grow, and the Roots. I'm also sending you some Smart Pots and some swag. You want one of those hoodies, Amanda?
Oh yeah.
Are you slim fit?
What's that?
Well, it's a man size. We have XL to triple XL. What size are you?
I need an XL.
All right. I'll put you down for a double because we know everyone be lying up on this thing.
They run kind of small.
Yeah, they run tight, like a tiger.
If it's too big, just wash it in hot water.
All right, girl. Thanks for calling in, and best of luck with your grow. You call in anytime when you need help.
Anytime.
I think those are girls' sweaters.
They could be. I mean, no.
Girl cut.
No, I have boobs and I can't fit.
Okay, never mind.
The sweatshirt fits. It's the arms are like those new sweatpants that all these hipsters wear.
Yeah, it's like the skinny leg jeans, but for arms now.
It's like they're like leggings for your arms.
Skinny arms.
I seen people
like
wearing
yoga
that style.
pants, sweatshirts.
Skinny sweaters.
They got the skinny legs and the skinny arms.
Fuck. Which one? Hightower's been waiting for a second. Hightower gets on a lot, but I want to help him out. Let's make Hightower quick. Let's go here. Line 3. Hightower, man, we got to take a quick break, but you got a question about clones real quick for us.
Real quick. Clones. I have been using the rock wool, and then I wanted to see about, is it possible to try it different in my cocoa, to try to root it in my cocoa? Would that be possible?
I mean, you could root in the cocoa, but or even just use cocoa plugs, like the Root Riots or whatever, just to root in like a Dixie cup or whatever full of cocoa. It's possible, but I think it's better to root the clones in the little cubes and then transplant them. It's a little more sturdy. You know what I mean? Like if you just have a clone that just has a bunch of roots off of it and you just stick it into cocoa, it's going to flop around. You know, and to actually root it in the cocoa, you're going to have to keep the cocoa really, really moist in the beginning for the first 3 to 5 days till the plant seals off the wound from where it was cut. And then you're going to have to let it start to dry out some so that the roots will actually pop out to search for water. I think it's a little harder to manage doing clones that way. Some old school guys do it. I mean, they'll get solo cups, fill them up with dirt, and take 8-inch, spindly, foot-long clones with 95 leaves on them and slam them in there.
And then they sell you some hot hemp packs.
Yeah, and then that works too. But I always prefer taking smaller clones
allegedly
into cubes or into the Root Riots in the trays, and then once they root, transplanting them and getting fans on them and getting them blowing in the wind and getting them beefed up and stocky so that I don't have these spindly stalks on the plants.
And when you take loose fill medium,
right,
there's different consistency of compression. That's why a nice compressed small plug, a Rockwell plug or a peat plug, those peat plugs are glued together to have the same consistency, to hold the same amount of moisture around it in a manner that doesn't allow for air pockets or where it becomes too dry or too wet. Right? Cocoa has you heard me say it before, a high air to water ratio. So if it becomes too dry, the plant, the where you're rooting needs moisture. Not too much, but definitely not too little. If it dries out, it dies. If it gets too wet, it can get too wet for a second, and it's easier to dry off than it is to try and rehydrate something that got wet without roots, or got dry without roots. So the small amount of rock wool or a peat pod, like a Root Riot from Hydrodynamics, the makers of Clone-X, those are the ways to go.
And they take up less room. I mean, how many? What if you're taking a shit ton of clones and you got 1 million solo cups? I mean, and it looks like you just raided some frat party and stole all their
100
beer pong.
And I understand growers, Hightower, that are trying to ball on a budget. If we say per clone, how much am I going to spend? It was probably going to be less with loose fill. But I mean, you get 100 count Root Riots, the Clone-X plugs, for $30. What's that? 30 cents each? Like that ain't shit.
The cocoa makes a mess when you water it. The stuff floats and stuff, and then the stuff goes to the bottom of the tray.
And then your Chinese trimmers come over and trim while you got some clones over there and knock them over in the solo cups.
When you're always doing it, those blow molded peat plugs and the rock wool you can throw away, and your tray is still pretty clean, even if you just rinse it with water. If you're doing loose fill cocoa, if it's got perlite or not, it's got to get all over your tray and start getting grody.
Yeah, totally grody, bro. There's an old school word for you.
Totally gnarly, bro.
Plus, you're gonna have less space. Less space.
Ooh,
for the
mode it, bro. Scrap.
You have to do it like a bag on top of every cup. This is gonna be like random.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But Hightower does not like to do things easy. I follow him on Instagram. He makes a lot harder on himself than needed. I do believe.
That's how you learn. That's how you learn.
He's like, found this arrowhead out while I was hiking. Yeah. I'm going to use it to trim.
you know what? These plants just look way too healthy. I'm going to fucking not feed them for a while.
This 400-year-old flint arrowhead I found out on the trail in Arizona.
Tagging Heavy T.
I'm using it to trim all my plants.
Tagging Heavy T.
Sell it to a museum for $100,000.
Tagging Heavy T Grow Show on Instagram, being like, I would feed these things, but I haven't got my free prizes from Heavy T yet. Huh.
All my plants are starving because of the show.
Can I use that little metal serrated blade on a Reynolds wrap container to cut clones with? I was just going to cut it off the box.
Found this rusty box cutter.
Yeah.
I heard Bruz is good antifungals.
Man, I stepped on this piece of glass. It was sharp as fuck. Think I'm going to use it to cut clones with.
I use my twisty tie cutter.
Do I need a sulfur burn? I'm just gonna light a book of matches and blow it out.
Can I cut clones with piano wire? I'm gonna use piano wire to cut clones.
I saw this on Dexter. No, Hightower, nothing but love for you, man. I'm gonna send you a swag pack. You talk to Mark about some things that you need. See if we can't hook you up with what you need. 562-653-0707. You can be like Hightower. Call every single week. We do not discriminate. It's all good. I want to talk to growers.
Keep calling.
We've got a couple open phone lines. The rest of you that are on hold, don't worry. We're going to get to you.
Update us.
Yeah. I mean, they're like our family. Mm-hmm. They're our own personal, whack pack.
And every week something's happening different in the indoor grow, so they're going to be updated with us.
Yeah. Well, in Hightowers, it's always back. But he needs to call in.
He just
Do you think he ever listens to what we tell him?
Most of them just tell us how their plants died and how they got herms.
Right.
Mitch is listening.
How the plants are starving.
Here's the deal.
I'm still waiting
I
on
took
my
everything
prizes.
Heavy Teats taught me and I made an empire. It's called Mission Brand Nurseries Canneline.com. We'll be right back.
You can't compete with this. Keep the refilling, keep the heater hit. Call it cheetah swift. When I hit my destination, I need some drinks to sit and keep on going, keep on flowing. Falling, I'm not going home. Papa was a rolling stone, traveling down this lonely road. Never know where he's gonna go. I'm so ready though. Calm like the calling for the storm. Life's a metaphor, can't ignore. What's in store? Mechanic doors opening. I'm focusing, I'm hoping. I'm not hopeless. Everything that I've been working for, everything I've been hurt for, like the hunger that you can't ignore. It's right there and you can't afford to let it go. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm just riding in my ride. In my ride. Riding in my ride. Am I riding? Riding in my ride. In my ride. Riding in my riding in my riding in my
Symphonies tuned to a level volume. Windows cracked, feel the chilly breeze of the spirits calling. Night lights crawling, ricocheting off the water. Vision in the rear mirror, plus I'm watching what's before me. 360 peripherals keep us in the middle, like hubcaps rolling through instrumentals. It's the minimal, Millennium Falcon, master movement, middle dimensional. Metamorphosis minerals, laser, DeLorean missiles. Megatron reassemble, coming together in the call with more symbols. Brazilian, African, and Castaneda. Say the math for later, but now just enjoy the flavor. Golden, but boldy, and Quani aside, I forget the label. Japanese tires around American rims on a European car. Beautiful, but so bizarre. And it's all on top of a black top. Riding through space, light speed, time still at a racer's pace. The final race.
DFZRadio.com.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Heavy T.
Hey, I'm in the zone. Dude,
I'm in the zone.
Yo, it's BKJ on Team King, and you listening to DFZ Radio. What?
Big cities need a fast-paced life to grow. And in my fast-paced garden, I use the Big City Hydro Mix. It's available in bulk anywhere in California, organic certified, and made with calcium buffered cocoa. With a consistent pH, it works well with all container gardens and conventional feeding programs. Check with your local grow store for bags.
Check us out at bulksoil.com.
The cannabis portion of this show is designed as entertainment only for legal medicinal cannabis patients over 21 years of age and is not meant to encourage any other activity or use. Yeah, Dick.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Terpinator.
Did you say Terpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Terpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Terpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Terpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Terpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Terpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
Dr. Duffman here. Wanted to talk to you about what I wish I had in my garden. And that, my friends, is a Nanolux double-ended fixture, which is leading the industry as I speak in double-ended technology. I will no longer need 10 150-watt lights to cover my 5x5 area. With just one double-ended fixture from Nanolux, I can cover that area. Also, no more need for that pesky Richter timer of mine that goes off at all kinds of random hours. With Nanolux's fixture, it comes NCCS ready, meaning I can control it on my computer. So if you're like me and your lighting situation sucks, then upgrade to Nanolux's double-ended fixtures today, and don't be a Duff man. For more information on Nanolux, check them out at nanoluxtech.com. That's NANOLUXTECH.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Want to let you know about my vegan forest. That's right, I said it. Vegan forest. Harvested from all the vegan NorCal hippies I could find. That's right. From the hippies themselves. They go in and food for me with all the vegan diets they have. And my son, Dr. Meanie Duff, went through for all the corn and raisin content available. He gave me thumbs up. It's great for your soil. Amend it now. That's right. The vegan forest. From all the NorCal hippies out there, thank you very much. Keep eating that raisin and corn, bros. Awesome. Amend your soil now.
That was awesome.
DFZRadio.com.
Something wasn't right when you say you grew 4 pounds of height. Then you went and picked a fight with the host of this show. He put you in your place, verbally bitch slapped your face. Worse than Duff's wife's herpes case. Y'all ain't homies no more. Go try a cocoa. 562-653-0707. So call in and get shit. Fuck, this must be heaven. If Marcos is shipping, well, you just might get it. Try a cocoa, bro. Has to be better than your cubes of mold. Stop using Paclo. Hey, try a cocoa, bro. Don't be a bitch. A Rockwell scientist. Hope you like algae, because that's all your Rockwell will breed. You can't call what you grow weed, and even Duffman agrees. Everybody knows you shouldn't fuck with a Heavy Tea show. Like one of Porty's hoes, you don't know when to just go. Go try a Cocoa. 562-653-0707. So call in and get shit. Oh, this must be heaven. If Marcos is shipping, well, you just might get it. Try a Cocoa, bro. You're hated more than even Vinnie Stone. And that's really fucking low. Go try a Cocoa. Don't be a bitch, a Rockwell scientist.
Welcome back to Heavy T's Grow Show. All-Star Clones is still in the house, and since we were talking cloning, the man, the myth, the legend, the yokest, buffest dude in the Hydro game, GH Rob has given you a run for your money, Josh, but
Yeah, GH
you're on
Rob.
swole, dog. You're on swole.
I do. I try.
Clonex Josh, what up, Josh?
Chilling, man. Just getting over a little cold, but other than that, doing good, man.
A little Colombian cold? You went hard for Horty's birthday or what?
I didn't make it quite that far.
No?
I haven't been straddling continents, but definitely done a little travel, a little Denver trip, little bit of this and that. So that's what's new with me. Just
Right on.
traveling, yep, doing the dog and pony show for Clonex and HDI.
Doing it up. And Clonex came out with a brand new product. Everyone knows, #1 rooting gel in the world. You guys also have the Root Riots. A couple years ago, you debuted right here on the show the Clonex Mist, which has been a big success for HDI and Clonex. And now under the Clonex brand, you're bringing more Root specialty stuff. It's the Maximizer, the Myco product.
Yes, absolutely. Yep, we've had that on the market since this last fall. So just promoting that out there. We had a granular and a soluble. So the soluble is the micronized one, and the granulars, the chunkier of the two. Got some competitive sizes, competitive pricing on it, and good product. It's one of those products that we came out a little late in the game too, but we're hitting it hard now on the street and pushing the product, getting it out there, and it's quality product. So we're excited about it.
Is it something? Well, it's obviously when you plant, you're going to use that. Throw a little bit of the Maximizer down below. You water it in as well, or because some of these Myco products, they're powder that are soluble and you water in. Some are granular that you'll lay out beforehand. How do you apply the Maximizer?
You can do both. I've actually done both. In the cloning stage process, dilute in water and soak your cubes in that and clone solution, or pour it over. Notice that worked pretty well in my cloning. And then, of course, when you're transplanting those different plant sites, dust in the root zone there, is going to be effective. And that's kind of how I'm using it.
Just every which way. How about for you, Billy? I always envision the nurseries and cloning guys giving a little instructions along, like a little how they do it at like Home Depot. You get a little planter tag and it says
how to start growing this plant.
Do this or that. Do you recommend using any type of beneficials like that to the people that you sell to, your customers?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's I guess a couple of routes to go, and it really depends, I think, on what kind of system you're going to be growing in. Because if you're in a hydro system or aeroponics or
it gets
recirculating,
nasty real quick.
You're not going to run beneficials in something like that and get away with it.
You used to try to run beneficials, and I think I was the one that kept telling you stop running the beneficials.
It didn't take long to realize that some products don't go good in there. They turn into sludge in a hurry.
And you can use certain ones if you keep the temperature right and you do your reservoir changes. But when you put a living organism in there, first, a lot of it can drown, and it just becomes dead matter in there that can be a catalyst for pathogen. But also it has a lot of byproduct and sediment that are usually organic as well. And it gets tough. But a soluble, like the Maximizer powder, you could probably use that in a light dose and maybe a drain-to-waste hydro system.
Yeah, I mean, it's a suspendable, as far as in a drain-away system, I'm sure you could get away with it. It's a tough call. Everyone's got their own different ways and methodologies of going about it. But I think certainly in drain to waste, you wouldn't run into
Not at
types
all
of issues.
You'd be styling.
Yeah.
Croutons. There's a lot of guys running on croutons these days, or straight cocoa.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Soilless mediums. Totally run this stuff. Like make a living rhizosphere in those applications. You're going to see a lot better production. You can even use with less nutrient.
Yep, absolutely. And so you talked about the Myco coming on the game a little bit late, but for the listeners, if you love Clonex already, you want that same continuity, the consistency in the product, and something that Clonex is willing to put their name on, you can believe that it's going to work the way they describe it, because Clonex doesn't fuck around when it comes down to it. You guys weren't late to the game in doing the rooting gel and the Root Riots. What is the difference between the Clonex brand and those products compared to all the different knockoffs now that are out there?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about the Clonex gel, we were the very first on the market with that in '89. So that one was a real industry pioneer product. And now it's EPA registered, so that's an expensive process to go through. But guarantees.
Josh is like, so I had to take a pay cut.
No issues, right?
Top rum.
But it was important. It was an important bridge to cross to avoid issues with the.
And
EPA.
lucky for you guys, Trump's about to get rid of the EPA.
Right. So the EPA.
Right. No, Josh, start working out, then you go threaten them with your muscles.
That's right.
Give me your pay raise back.
Hey, Josh, you know where the beach is? It's over there. It's over there. It's over there.
And then the Root Riots, those have just really taken off. They're popular. It's a huge part of our business. They're an easy to use solution. They're for some people that find the other mediums trickier. Like you commented earlier. I mean, they're just pretty simple to use. They're already somewhat hydrated. You hit them with a soak. I know people soak them, so get your Clonex clone solution in there or feed with that, and you tend to have a pretty quick rooting time.
No, that's a good point too. The solution, okay, this is something that you got to clarify for a lot of the people out there, the growers. They don't understand the difference between the gel, the solution, and the mist.
Sure.
Is it all the same active ingredients, just in different forms? What's the deal?
No, it's really easy to explain. So the the Clonex gel is got the IBA in it, which is what signals rooting. It's got some minerals, some vitamins, in a cellulose type base that suspends that, along with the surgical dye that kind of acts as an anti-fungal agent in there. So you got that
I like
adheres
that
to the
too,
cuts.
because if for some reason it goes bad, where if you contaminated it with your cut or something, it will turn black, and you'll notice it right away. You want that stuff to be purple, dark purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They've, so that's the Clonex. The clone solution, which is, it's our most popular liquid feed. That is, as a to Z, micro macro trace element, mild base nutrient with B vitamins in there that is just perfect for adolescent plants. So that stage of life from, whether you're soaking your medium to initial rooting seedling to, when you're kind of hardening
So
it
no
off.
IBA in there.
No IBA.
So there are some growers that don't want to use IBA in their grow. So they can use the Clonex solution, though, as a feed and a soak.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. I mean, I go downtown L.A. and I run into, hydroponic stores there, and, their standard unit of measurement is 1 gallon of Clonex clone solution per 40-gallon reservoir, and they dunk their Hugos. So, yeah, it's definitely commercially popular. It's available in everything from like a 15 ml satchel that does a gallon all the way up to a 5-gallon size and beyond if needed.
Beautiful.
And then the mist, the biggest question I get all the time is what separates the clone solution from the Clonex mist. So what I tell people is the Clonex mist is comprised of a spectrum of seaweeds and aminos, which is the biggest real component of that, making it work. There is a mild mineral content to it, registered with it's registered as a fertilizer. But really, what makes that product cook is the blend of seaweed and aminos that result in elevated auxin production in the plant tissue. So you get that.
So we spray the mist on the donor plant.
Yeah.
And then also the clones down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And is it just once from that point?
Some people, if it takes a little longer to root, I've myself sprayed it a couple times, like maybe 2 times, and then leave the dome, So you hit the adolescent.
You're getting frustrated. Billy said it took 6 days, and this day 7. So fucking Clonex miss these bitches.
Yeah. Well, and I've been.
Yeah. Naps. Knock off.
What up, Naps?
What up, Saint?
What up? White Claw Outlaw.
We hustle.
I'll be hustling.
We hustle hard.
But we hustle hard. So hard. Let's go. Ooh.
That's right. That's
Come on, turn it up.
Oh, all right, my man. That's how you bring the show back, though, right there.
Yeah, that was weak.
Haters wanna eat now, you never getting lunch from me. Get off my tailcoat, get off addiction team. Me niggas team green like Listerine. Don't cross the squad, man. We get them off, man. We on the front court shooting, you just a ball fan. I'm on the top back, y'all do it all bad.
All right, welcome back, Heavy T's Grow Show. Who was that? That was St. Diesel with who?
That was the anthem featuring Knockoff and Sir Lance.
All right, turn it up. Let me hear a little bit more.
All right, here we go.
Team, homie, watch you fall flat. Don't want the fame, but the change.
Addiction. That's your car club, isn't it?
It's a lifestyle club. We do everything: music, cars, tattoos.
Live in one house together?
Nope. Not no more.
Not no more.
We done moved on up.
Turn it up.
Head on. 6 in the morning. Don't want no ruckus. Shots up, boys. We stay hustling. On the ground for my life.
Oh, turn it up more, Mo.
Niggas don't want no ruckus. Bring the bullshit and we'll be dumping.
All right. Turn it down. Not off, just down.
You're saying we hustle harder
sings
or
this
wash
song?
your mouth?
Me, the Saint 562.
This is you?
Knockoff and Lance.
You know you never use Listerine.
Yeah, let's say that.
Rise
They say
to the
Listerine,
dead.
and then they say wash your mouth. Wash your mouth.
When do you be like, drink White Claw?
Right in my left.
Eat jerk chicken. Put your booty in the ground. Let's go back to talking grow with the grow people.
Yeah, we got money to get.
We got money to get, money to. Allegedly, there are checks being written.
And there's prizes to get.
But it's a 10-day hold from the accountant.
How my bank account set up.
And there's it's a new account.
Luckily, you signed up for EBT over there, Saint.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm glad to be part of the group.
You forged. I wrote it left-handed and was like, that's not my signature. Frank Diesel in the house. What's growing on, Frank Diesel?
To me?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Motherfucker, you, Mike. Man, how you doing? You like a
I
fucking
met Dutch,
addiction
you
team?
know what I'm saying? I don't know you guys, but I did meet Dutch before, so it's all good, you know. I'm good people.
All right, then.
Hey, I got a question about clones, right?
Word.
So say, like, the first one, say if I have, like, some withered leaves on, like, the lower foliage, do I try to
The lower
revive
what?
them?
The lower
Like,
what? I'm sorry, you broke up. The
lower-
lower foliage.
Foliage, like the lower stems, like, you know what I'm saying, on the body.
No, you broke up. What is the lower what?
Foliage.
Oh, the lower foliage. Okay, yeah, I got it.
My bad, buddy. I don't know all like the technical.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
You know,
I'm
I'm an old square. I'm an old
Frank, I'm fucking with you. I'm having fun with you, man. It's a fun night. It's a fun show.
Why you breaking
Loosen
his balls?
Loosen up, Frank.
Why you breaking
My
his
bad,
balls,
buddy.
man?
I haven't taken my time, you know.
All right, deep
Loosen
breath,
up,
deep
yeah,
breath. Here we go.
All right, let's see. So, should I try to revive them, or should I just kind of pick them off and kind of move forward? These plants are about 6 inches high. You know, they're just kind of.
Oh, they're little buddies.
Were they from
Yeah.
clones?
Yeah.
And the leaves that are crumbling up and falling off at the bottom, they're the ones that were there when you originally cloned it?
Well, yeah, I put it like this. I just got them, and so I'm kind of new to it. So I got them from somebody, and I noticed that, like, I had a light on coming from the top, and then like I took a good look, and I saw there was some lower leaves that were kind of withered. So now I have a light coming from the top and from the bottom. And I'm wondering, should I pick off these leaves and kind of start new, or should I try to?
Well, how long have you had the clones?
I've been working with them maybe about 2-3 days.
Okay, so it's not new growth that's withered; it's the old leaves down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just probably the the leaves that were originally there when the clone was taken, and then the clone has started to grow since then, and those old lower leaves are just going to die off. And once a leaf starts to show like any signs of yellowing or like curling or the edges turning crispy or any of that, you're not going to be able to bring that leaf back, so to speak. It might stop being damaged if there's a problem that you correct, but it's
especially in old growth.
Right, the damage on old growth is going to be there, and it's probably going to get worse. I would just pick them off.
If the new,
keep an eye on the new growth up top.
If the new growth is coming out slightly miscolored or lighter color, you can green those up. With nitrogen being mobile in the plant, you could give it more nitrogen, make more nitrogen available either through pH or adding it to your solution. I agree with you as well that it's older growth.
It's just a couple leaves, right?
If you just got the plants, they were probably under low light, low T5s or some cloning light. You put it into a higher light or a different environment, I would expect a little bit of funkiness for the first few days. What you want to do with that is don't overfeed it. You want to acclimate the plant to the new environment. You can use B1 vitamin. You can use root stimulant. Always remember this. Anytime that you think a plant's getting a little funky, use some type of root stimulant to try and get the roots growing or expanding. When you do that, the top of the soil line growth, the plant growth, will also increase and it will push out new growth. So like Cordy said, that older growth that's chlorotic or dying and crumbling off, remove those completely now. Right? You don't want to strip every leaf off a plant,
right, but
especially when it's 6 inches.
The smaller ones down at the bottom, those lower little leaves that are crispy and all fucked up, that's just the old growth that the plant is shutting off the energy to that because it's focusing all the energy on the new growth.
Yeah, the new growth is coming along.
So you can just pop those old dead looking leaves off the bottom. Now, if you pop those off,
if those are the only leaves, leave them until they're absolutely dead, not just a little.
Right,
they'll fall
burn.
off on their own.
Right. They'll fall off on their own eventually. But you know, if it's just like 1 or 2 leaves and you just pop those little teeny ones off.
What I'm saying is you don't want to stick in there.
Right. I mean, yeah. If you have 12 leaves on the plant, don't go pull 10 leaves off that look like shit. Right. But if it's just a couple, 1 or 2 little leaves at the very bottom of the thing, probably smaller leaves. They're just being turned off. The energy's being focused. Remove them. Now, pay attention to the new growth and make sure that it's not
out of the top
starting to happen to those leaves as they start to mature and new growth comes out, that the other leaves aren't starting to die off too.
What type of grow medium are you in, Frank?
Technical terms.
Are you in soil? Are you in soil? Are you in cocoa, Rockwell? What are you growing in?
I'm in soil.
Okay. So
I came in here and bought some Fox Farm, I forget the exact name of it.
It's Ocean Forest. It's a quality soil, and that has food in it. All he has to do is give it basically neutral water. 7.0, if you want something nice to use in it, stimulate the root growth, you can use something like Hygrozyme from Botanicare, Roots from Mission Fertilizer, to give it a little bit of extra food or help make it available where you don't have to think about the decomposition of the actual soil being available right away. You can use like the Pure Blend tea or a Flora Blend, which is another bottled compost tea. Now, it's not as active as brewing your own compost tea, but it's a lot easier to use than trying to, get some strainers and some, what is it? The compost bags.
That's the root stimulant? That tea and stuff you talking about? That's the root stimulants that you said I might want to try?
Yeah, I'm going to send you some things. I mean, if you're local, you can even pick them up the next couple of days to get you started. I'm going to send you some HydroGuard.
I'll pick them up.
Yeah. All right, we'll slow down. Come on, Frank.
We'll contact you first.
Hey.
We'll be here tomorrow.
Let me ask you to marry me before you say yes so quickly. All right? Damn,
Man,
you're thirsty.
You guys
Frank.
don't open up till
Frank,
like 11 o'clock.
hey, Frank, you're so thirsty, dog. You're so thirsty. Calm down.
He wants to open up.
Your plants are thirsty too. We're gonna give you some. We're gonna give you some HydroGuard, right? We're also gonna give you some a vegetative nutrient Mission Fertilizer Grow, some Green Pad Juniors, and some Smart Pots. So when they get bigger, right? And I bust some balls, Frank. I appreciate you calling in, and dude, no disrespect intended. I just like to have fun.
Thank you for the wisdom. Hey, one more question, right?
Sure.
So quick one.
Sure.
So if the leaves are starting to grow to where they're bigger than the pot, it's time to change it, right?
No. The leaf, you want to be able to see the root. Once the root has filled the entire container, it's going to be time. The size of the plant, so check this out. This is little tidbits of wisdom. If you are in a little solo cup, right? What's that, about 5 inches or so, you guys?
Right.
Yeah.
5-6 inches. It's probably like 4, but I always exaggerate the inches. It's in that size. Once the plant is about double the size of the container in height, you can probably rest assured that it's filled with root zone, because the plant will grow up as the root grows down to the same level. So as the taproot grows down, hits the bottom of your solo cup, which is 4 inches or 6 inches where you're at now, your taproot has probably just hit the bottom. Now it will start filling in the rest of the grow medium surrounding it, right, with fibrous roots and feeder roots, and from that point it's going to grow double that size. If you can't see the root zone, once it's double the size of your container in height, it's probably time to transplant. But always have holes, have good drainage that you can visibly see white roots coming out the bottom and know when it's going to happen. That's why I love Smart Pots, because it's easy to bring it down. And if you bring it down one side, you can see roots poking out. If they're not there yet, you just put it right back up and it's good to go.
Thank you for your wisdom. I'll be patient.
It's plant. It's life. It's life, man. But
I stand it.
Move out here, Frank.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Remember this. Heavy tea. 562-653-0707. I feel like I have not taken a breath and let anyone else talk tonight. BMC, what do you think about taking a call?
I'll take one. I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. This guy wants to know about male Mexico weed.
Comes in a brick.
I don't know what number. He didn't.
Oh, weed coming from the mail.
I hope not.
Allegedly.
I don't know which number this is. I hope it's 2. Line 2, Ryan?
Yes, sir.
You getting weed in the mail?
Yeah, no, not in the mail. I have a male plant from Mexico.
Okay.
Okay, what's your question about
weed.
it?
Okay, I also have another female plant from the Netherlands, the Jack Horror. I was curious.
I love the Jack Horror from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was curious to see what do you think would happen if I were to breed them together? How do you think they would turn out?
You would end up with some plants that exhibit.
Can BMC answer the call?
No.
No, it's Horty's call. He's taking it.
He's taking it over.
This is Horty Chris Grow Show.
Right.
Who is BMC? This is Heavy Tea and Horty Chris show.
Yep, exactly. Step off. Roll another joint, BMC.
Horty's got it.
Roll up. If you pollinate those plants, some of the seeds are going to have more of the traits of the male. Some of the seeds are going to have more of the traits of the female. And then there's going to be some of the seeds that are somewhere in the middle.
Damn.
Okay.
So you're going to end up with a wide variety.
Facts.
And then what you need to do from there is germinate more and more of them and find ones that you like. If you're looking to breed it, then there's a thing called squaring off, which I'll pass it to BMC and let him explain all that to you.
No, you brought it up. You explained it. He's rolling right now.
He's not even listening no more.
Okay. Well, then fuck him.
Oh, I can square it off.
Oh, he's a square.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I became a professional master breeder the day before yesterday because I dusted my 3 plants with some male pollen that I got from the Sunday Driver.
Oh, you're supposed to give me some of that male pollen.
You're a magician.
I was going to give it to Turtle.
No, I have more male pollen for you for the turtle guy.
Yeah.
And then my buddy was over and he's like, "Oh, why don't you dust your whole room with that and then sell all those seeds?" And I said, "Well, that's not right because it's just, Sunday Driver times hash bar and they're not stabilized yet and like people are just going to get random results. So you need to like take those seeds and then grow those ones out and then get another male and then pollinate those. And then whichever strain or strandivire you were looking for, you narrow it down until like the seeds, instead of being 25% like the mom, 25% like the dad, and 50% like half and half a mix, like
Like
the
the
majority,
mailman.
like 8 of the seeds. Yeah, like 8 of the seeds will be one, and then 2 will be like kind of random, but they'll be more stabilized.
Huh?
I don't know how many times you actually have to do that because I just became a master breeder the day before yesterday.
That's
But I
the
know
next level.
That's kind of the process.
But the cool thing about pollen chucking, where you're just throwing pollen at a plant and then you just get a bunch of seeds, is you can start a bunch of those seeds, label them, right? Like, this is like A, B, C, D, E, whatever, however many you want to start, and then like flip them to bloom, or take like say like 10 seeds, right?
Right.
Germinate 10 seeds, get the plants going, take clones from all 10 plants.
Right.
Once those clones are rooted, start vegging them out.
Right.
And take the original plants and flip them into bloom.
Right.
Once you flip them into bloom, you'll probably find that there's females and males.
Right.
If
Right.
you're trying to not have any males, then you kill off those males, and then you also can just kill off the veg ones that you have as well.
Right.
And if you're left with 5 females and you flower those out,
right.
and they're a little bit different each, maybe one yields better, one's smells better, one whatever,
right.
whatever it is that
Mhm.
you like of those traits, maybe you like 1 or 2 of the plants, maybe there's one that's way better than the other, and you still have that other one vegging, so now you have a mother of it, and now you have a cut only strain that you have, right?
Right.
So that's how you start. So that's what you do with the seed company. Is now you've got seeds that only you have, and you're not like using other people's gear supposedly because you took the time.
Everything is other people's gear. It's Mother Nature's gear, suckers.
But if I was to sell the Sunday Driver times Hash Bar, then Archive from Hash Bar and Canorado from Sunday would be like, you just used our gear. You're copycat genetics,
Well,
motherfucker.
guess what?
But if you break it down to
Guess
your own
what?
shit, then
Because
it's
that's
not
the bus driver.
Yeah.
Ooh, damn.
This is the van.
It's the short bus driver.
Short bus driver van.
Short cake bus driver. Oh. What do you know about that? Can't scrap a lick, so we know you got your gat, Ryan. Shit. Are you ready? I'm going to hook you up. Here we go. You get... What size shirt do you wear?
Medium.
We do not have any.
He sounded like a double.
We have no medium Black Market Cultivator shirts. We have XL.
They do not exist.
A large.
We don't have large.
They start at double X.
Yeah, you just got to give it to your big homie.
You gotta wash it.
We're gonna send you
times.
the smallest possible. I'm gotta write this down, otherwise Marcos Pollos won't get it.
Oh, we give him one of those lady sweaters.
BMC lady sweater. Okay, lady sweater. Lady sweater. What else do you think, guys? What should we give him?
He sounded like he needed a Turpinator.
Some Turpinator as well. I think some
Nice.
Turpinator. How about some roots? So when he gets those guys going, those girls going, he has some roots from Mission Fertilizer. Get those roots popping. Listen now, Ryan, I appreciate you calling in, being part of the Heavy Teas Grow Show. We're sending all that out in the next day or two. So look for it next week. And tell all the homies Heavy Tea hooks it up.
Thank you.
All right. Paul and Chuck every day.
Paul and Chuck every day.
Paul and Chuck every day. Paul and Chuck put my booty in the ground. 562-653-0707. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Horty Chris has something profound to say.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Excellent. George.
Yo, what's up, man?
You know, look at that energy. This is what I want from a caller. You bring the energy, shit, the prizes get larger. George, what's
Hell
going
yeah.
on?
Everything's a gallon
Hell
now.
yeah. So, what's up, guys? I'm running a DWC, the 5-gallon jug that you get from the hardware store,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to do a water change. I'm on the 6th week of flower. Sorry if I'm a little excited, but
That's
I'm
all
on the
right.
6th week of flower, and I haven't been able to do a water change because I'm using the yo-yo to help support them because they're leaning because of the budding. So the roots are super long, and I can't get them over, so I could do a water change. So I've just been pouring a gallon of nutrients, every 2 days, and then the rest is just regular water. But I'm thinking about cutting the roots so I can actually lift it up and over, and I could put a new bucket in there. Is that a good idea?
You can. How far into flower are you?
I'm on the 6th week flower.
At this point, I wouldn't even bother with it. Why can't you just kind of like tilt the thing and slide a bucket, like slide a
pump,
another bucket underneath it to support it while you like rinse out the main bucket?
Because actually I waited too long, and it's pretty high. It's about 5 feet high right.
So if the bucket's stuck under there, can't you throw
getting the
a
light.
pump in the bucket and then just suck all the water out?
Well, if you can't get water into it, I don't think you'll get a pump into it.
Oh, is that tight?
Yeah,
It doesn't have a drain on the side or anything.
Oh no, it's just a Home Depot bucket that I painted black.
Let's not be critical of the setup. Let's help.
No, I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, but this is what I'm thinking, guys. Listen up. A plant that big, that much root zone, you are probably the plant is absorbing probably most of the liquid.
For sure.
Every
It's about
day,
a gallon
every
a
other
day.
day. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how much water is in that system? How many gallons?
Realistically, I could probably. It's a 5-gallon bucket.
Oh, so it's one. It's only one
pot.
pot. It's only one pot. Can you see the level in the actual bucket, knowing how much water is in there daily? If you fill it and top it off to its maximum level, which is going to be 5 gallons because it sits in there, and you need to leave an air gap, right? So, where is the water level going? Is it using over half the water in that bucket daily? Is it using most of it? Is it using none of it? How much water is being used where that water level is dropping?
Daily, it's using about half of it. So I'm gonna have. I put in about a gallon every a day and a half.
Okay, at week 6, you're gonna go basically full strength, balls to the wall, pump it with your hydroponic nutrient, refill that bitch to the level. So if you need to add 2 gallons, you're going to add 2 gallons of your base nutrient and your bloom stimulant. You do not want to go light. If you miss this window right now, you're going to fuck up your yield overall. It needs to have the nutrient available daily, especially in hydroponics. Hydroponics is quick. Boom, boom, boom. Everything happens quick. If you misfeed it where you have too little nutrient, you're not getting that back. If you overfeed it, you're not going to get that back. But at week 6, you're not going to fry the plant where it's going to die or anything. Pump it up, give it full strength nutrient every single day when you replenish it.
So you have a lid on the 5-gallon bucket with a basket in it, right?
I sure do. I'm using the net pots that I get from the grocery store.
How big is the net pot that's in the lid?
It's 5 inches, I think.
So it's a smaller one.
Okay, it's a smaller one. And so
Yeah,
are you
smaller
filling
one.
the water up in the bucket to where about the bottom of that pot, that net pot is?
Oh yes, right where it's barely touching.
Okay, yeah, that's good. But now my other question is, you can't move the bucket at all because of the yo-yos?
No, because every time I try to lift it up, number one, the branches start to sag, and I already really bent one when I tried the other day. And number 2 is I can't get the roots up and over the bucket because they're already sagging so bad, that I don't want to risk it. That if I lift up anymore, it's going to tilt it over.
He's gonna have to make adjustments to the system, but he has 2 weeks left. Let's get him to the end. To make sure you don't have root rot or any other problems, use 1 milliliter per gallon, 1 to 2 milliliters per gallon of H2O2, 30%. And that will keep you from getting root rot. Do not ever, and this goes for all the listeners, in a single bucket system like that, and you got away with it. I commend you for that. But do not put the water level all the way up to that bucket. If there's not enough air in the water where it becomes too hot and it becomes anaerobic, if your air pump fails, whatever it is, you need to have about a 2-inch buffer between the pot and the water level. So if the water becomes anaerobic for any reason, the root zone above it still has enough oxygen. So if anything bad happens, because like I said, in hydroponics, especially with circulating or bubble buckets, it happens and it happens fast.
I got a question for you.
What?
What is
Call in next Wednesday.
What is in
You'll
in the net pot? What are you using as the medium in the net pot?
Hydrogen.
Oh, the little round balls. I forgot.
If you have hydroton in that thing, you can let the water level.
Hydroton.
You can let the water get up to the very bottom of the actual basket.
No.
The problem that you'll run into sometimes, though, is if you have rock wool in there.
Don't contradict me, Ed Rosenthal.
I've done it multiple times.
Yes,
it's not
and
a
you
problem.
got away with it.
I
You can have the water up to the bottom of that basket because you have the hydroton
I've done it
there.
better.
And you still have the air gap above it. You don't want to cover the half the basket. But if you get up to the bottom of the basket, you're okay because it's using the water so fast, it's not going to sit there in that water for days. You understand?
Okay.
But
So
but if that
that way
water
you
goes from above 72 degrees, it's all anaerobic and your entire root zone's in there.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're touching the bottom of the basket or not if it goes anaerobic because your whole root zone's in there.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
So I got two things to say about his problem.
Let's hear BMC.
If you're in the 6-inch basket with that lid,
No, he knows nothing.
you can drill a 1/2-inch hole in one of the lids and run 1/2-inch tubing down to the bottom
Oh,
and,
good
and
point.
suck the water out with a inline pump if you wanted to change the water that bad. And I don't think you'd have to change the water if it's using that much water all the time. It's just like an engine that's like leaking a quart of oil every day. You don't need to change the oil now because you're always adding it. Like if you're adding that much water, it doesn't even have a time to get stale. It's just always drinking new water.
Just watch it because it will use it at different rates as
and,
it gets hotter.
and in the future with that, if you want to, what you can do is go to the hydro store and get the rubber grommet that can fit, that you drill a hole in the side of the bucket at the bottom.
We call them Horty Chris cock rings.
And you put the grommet in there, and then there's like a little L.
They're a 1/2-inch opening.
Like a 1/2-inch elbow that you can
You
put
just
in
drain
there.
it from the bottom.
And it'll snap into that, and then you can put a piece of tubing on it that goes up the side of the bucket, and then you can just turn it to where the water will run out, right?
Oh damn!
So you
All
put
right.
you
That's-
put
yeah,
the
it's a lot
bucket
easier.
you put the bucket on top of something like that raises it up 6 to 8 inches before you start trellising or doing whatever, and then if you absolutely have to, you can drain the water just by turning that elbow bracket down and letting the water drain out of the tube, and then you just turn it back up. And if you get the clear tubing from the grow store, the water level will be in the tubing. You'll be able to see it. Because the L goes in the bottom of the bucket, right? So when you fill the bucket up, the tube that you have connected to the elbow, that you have running straight up and down like a chimney on the side of the bucket, the water will equally be in that tube as well. So you can tell what the water level is in the bucket. And then when you need to drain it, you just basically turn the tube to the right or the left to where it gets below the bottom and drain out the water into a low container.
Use
to
a
get it out.
step drill bit.
I don't have to change the whole bucket.
Use a step drill bit
Right.
to drill that hole. Don't drill it a 1/2 inch right away.
Right.
It's smaller, and use liquid soap to get it in there. Grease it up, lube it up, just like Horty Chris does with his bleached asshole girlfriend. All right, hey my man, I'm gonna send you some Hydro Grow stuff. I'm gonna send you over $50 of Hydro Grow stuff. Talk to Mark, make sure that you get everything that you need. But we're gonna send it out to you, George. Make sure that it's something for
Cool, man.
DWC.
Appreciate it, guys. Hey, have a good night, man.
I appreciate it.
You too.
I think I got some powdered nutrients back there. No, not that kind of powdered, Horty.
Oh, I was going to say, really? Well, why are you holding out,
Horty,
dude?
Horty looks at me like,
hell yeah.
What's up, bro? I haven't been paying in a while.
Union time. Let's go to a break.
No, we got one last
Check
caller.
out that powder.
We got one last caller before grand prize. Can we do that and then go to break?
Sure.
Can you not? Oh, it's
Horty's allowing it.
It's Dustin.
No.
This is not going to be short. Dustin, you're not on the air yet.
This isn't about Michael Rising, is it?
You know he's talking right now like
Michael
he's on air.
Rise.
Is this about Michael Rise?
Michael Rise.
It's Michael Rise. Let's talk to Dustin about.
This is about his Michael Rise.
Hey, Michael.
No,
Dustin.
Michael left yesterday. Michael left yesterday.
Dustin.
So you're going to have to get back to him next week. You know
Dustin,
what I'm saying?
you have to forgive my White Claw Outlaw.
No, it's all good.
As a
I heard the beginning of the show. You know, but we got to give a shout out to Michael Risings. You know what I'm saying?
Michael Risings. That's right.
I like
Yeah,
Michael.
hey, but it's
Just
all
let
good.
Dustin talk. Hey, Dustin, stop. Hammer time.
Hammer time.
He's getting ready to say,
You got
they got this
it's
shit at the
your girl, not mine.
supermarket. It's called bread, and it's got slices in it. So you can have like
You could butter 'em
yeah,
after
you
you
can
toast
have
it.
one piece or three.
If you put meat between it, they call that a sandwich.
No, they call that a hoagie.
Hey, Dustin, it's your world, man. I just live in it. Go ahead.
No, hey, I'm calling back. I'm calling back from 10 years ago.
I
When
know
first
you are.
started
You're an
listening to
original
Heavy
Duff Free soldier. And you should know by 10 years that we like to bust balls. But I love our fans.
You can bust my balls every
Each
day
and
you
every
want.
one of our fans out there, each and one of the soldiers out there that are spreading the Duff Free knowledge. We're trying to help out people. But we got to be entertaining. We got to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, he's my favorite
Now,
caller.
listen, if you
And I
don't
was-
notice,
hey,
I
and
talk
it's
about...
Michael Rising all the way to the top, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I talk...
Hey, yeah. Okay, it's your show. I'm listening.
Hey man, beneficial back trial. And
No,
Michael Rising.
we don't have no
said
UAE
Beneficial
right now.
back team.
Jesus.
Back trial.
Beneficial back trial.
Oh yeah,
Bacteria. Beneficial bacteria.
Whatever they call them. Whatever they're called back in the day. Yeah.
Trichome derba.
Beneficial bacteria.
But anyways, I'm gonna put a shout
They got
out.
enzymes.
I'll give you guys all a shout out. Hey, I appreciate everything you did. You shot me and everything, and all the the stuff you gave me,
Okay.
and then the pH pin.
Mm-hmm.
And so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you guys are, I put it. You guys are way out. You're above and beyond.
Dustin, you are above and beyond, and you make the show what it is. No! Can I give you a fucking compliment without being interrupted for fucking 5 seconds of my goddamn show?
You're going to try to give him a compliment, and he's not even...
He's saying, no, don't compliment me.
Don't compliment me.
Don't compliment me.
Don't compliment me.
Dustin, guess what? Whatever moonshine you be cooking in the backyard, I need some out here in Heavy Tea Land. Send me some.
Hey, you just talking about moonshine anyway? We're going to go off the
No, I need to know. What?
Quick thing,
let me ask you. No. Dustin.
No. Yeah.
What is the first thing I need to know to be a good moonshiner?
No. We're going to go. We watched Jeopardy with my dad the other day.
Okay.
Actually, yesterday.
Cool story, bro.
And Jeopardy with the moonshine, and I answered all the questions to the moonshine. And they're like, how do you know that? I go, well, because I like, I like watching moonshine. And I like cooking a little bit of brew. So what do you want to know about moonshine?
Where do I need to start?
No, it's simple. It's easier than this, that, and the other. You need
What do I need?
Of water, some sugar, a little bit of cracked corn. You
Crack.
just put it out on some stuff.
What is the difference between regular corn and cracked corn?
Cracked corn's
Well,
addictive.
all you can do, I call cracked corn, is you take corn and say you throw corn on the barrel. But if you take cracked corn, you put it out on your tart, then you put the water on it, and you let it sprout, and then you put it in your barrel.
Hey, is that song Jimmy Crack Corn, but I don't care about a moonshiner?
Yeah. Hey. Well, anyways, and then you got your different varieties. You got your whiskeys, and then you got your rums and stuff. And rum's only done off of. And then you got your vodka. The vodka's done off of when you brew it up on higher temperature. When you bring it out, your vodka's done off of I think it's about 190 proof, almost 200 proof, and that's where you get your vodka.
200 proof would be 100%, wouldn't it be?
What's that?
200 proof is 100% alcohol.
Yep.
No, we're talking 200 proof.
200 proof is 100%.
Before you get your vodka.
I thought you knew a whole bunch about moonshining then.
Moonshining?
Yeah.
I didn't say I knew all about moonshining. I just watched it off. Hey, you ever seen Moonshiners?
Nope.
No, you haven't watched the show?
No,
It's on Discovery.
I'm always locked in the studio. I can't afford cable.
Anyways, you got different.
It's been years since I've been paid for this.
Huh?
Yep.
That show's fake though.
What happened? What happened? It broke up.
Moonshiners is a fake TV show.
It's like Duck Dynasty.
Yeah,
it's all scripted.
But you got. It's how you brew off, because you can take and brew grapes. You can take your grapes and brew them off.
That's called wine.
No, it isn't. You take the fermentation from that, and then you put alcohol. You put heat to it, and then once you put the heat to the alcohol, and you heat up that alcohol, which is wine, and you heat that wine up. Now you're distilling it.
Hold on.
You're taking all the water out of it. Now you're putting to the full fermentation of the alcohol, and that's what gives you it. Your beer, you can put all your beer in a barrel and put heat to it.
And then you get the alcohol.
Sounds like it's the distillate of alcohol.
You can evaporate the alcohol.
That's all it is. You don't want white.
Dustin,
it's like cooking crack.
Stop, guys. I need to know one thing from Dustin. Dustin, last question, buddy.
What?
All right, guy. Turbo, Slugger, Chief.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys started asking me about moonshine.
Listen, I'm about to ask you something very important.
It's cool.
All right. Can I ask you? Can I ask you?
You can ask me anything you want.
All right, then. You need to be quiet to hear my question.
All right, I'm going to listen now.
Can you give our listeners the absolute best recipe for Pruno.
The absolute recipe for Pruno.
Best recipe for Pruno. Toilet wine in prison.
Well, it just depends what kind of Pruno you want. You want prison Pruno?
I want the best, yeah. If I have limited resources.
All you gotta do is take up some fucking couple apples, some oranges, smash them up with a little bit of sugar and some yeast, and you got Pruno.
Where do I get my sugar and yeast from? Bread?
You can take bread out. You take wheat bread. Take the center of the wheat bread out. You dab the center of the wheat bread out. You don't have no sugars. We're talking no sugars. Okay, you take your apples, your oranges, whatever you got, you mash them up. You scramble them up with your little whatever you do. You take the center of the bread out. That's your yeast.
All right.
And you hope you got some sugars. Now, if you don't have sugars, then you hope your apple or your oranges give you some sugar for a kicker. But now you can make a kicker, and you can take your kicker with your bread and all that. And then once you make a first batch, it might be weak. And after you make your first batch, you come off, and then you pull that centerpiece of your kicker out. You keep it, which is the fermentation part of it, and you hold it out, and that's what you got for your kicker for your next batch.
That's a jump start the next batch.
Yeah, we're talking calling them prison batch. When you have no sugar, no
prison
yeast.
bitch.
How long does it take
No,
to?
it's not a prison bitch. And then you want to know how do you make a prison white lightning?
Okay, why not?
Okay, no, you
join the
your
Aryan
Pruno.
Nation.
No, Aryan
You get some
Nation.
lightning
they're,
bolts.
They're just our bitches.
Okay, well,
They
let's
just run it. They call them this that, and the other.
How do you
But
make
anyway,
white lightning? And what is white lightning?
White lightning is when you come in the daytime. But anyways, that's what when you're out on the outside. But anyways, all you do is take your Pruno that you have. You got it. Okay, you think it's wine, whatever. Now you put your stingers to it, just like you're gonna do with your Pruno or your moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
take a couple stingers in there. You put them in your bag. You're using a trash bag, plastic trash bag. You got a huge trash bag. You got all your stuff. You think you got some Pruno, whatever. Drop your stingers in there. Boop. You heat it up. You use a pen straw. You know what I'm saying? A big pen.
Right. You
About 10 of them.
Right.
You tie all those big cans together, 10 of them. Boom. Bring them over to your little thing. And you fucking put your stingers in your fucking Pruno. Cook it off.
But
And
it,
you get your white lightning.
it takes a
When
little.
the white lightning comes over, hey, you hope that prison guard doesn't come to cell before you're done.
But it takes.
And then when you get your first start, hey, the guy that you don't like, you give him the fucking tails when they come across.
So
motherfucker wine and give him. Anyways, what's up?
Isn't that the heads?
Yeah, the heads and tails. Oh yeah, tails is the end, but anyways, the heads.
I thought you knew more
Yeah.
about this than I did, and I just fucking had to correct you. What the fuck's going on around here?
What's going on is
That's why I never
we
brewed
get
my own,
things
because I'm
cooked
always
off.
afraid that I would accidentally drink the heads and be blind.
Oh, but you got the heads, but we call them tails, heads, whatever. You give them, yeah. I was just.
So listen.
speaking on
So
that
listen. This one, the last part of it, this whole process, the fermentation of the Pruno, then the breaking down the white lightning, it takes time. Where do you got to stash that to make sure that no one knows what's going on?
Keister it.
Can't
No,
keister a whole
you put it
trash
up your
bag.
ass,
Yeah, you
and then
can if you
walk
just
around the
breathe
yard.
out.
No. I'm gonna tell you like my secret.
All right.
Okay, you know the fucking your little soap bottle that you get in the shower.
No.
It has a little bit of the juju or your little white soap,
Okay.
strawberry flavor stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I made is I had a whole big old bag going. I had my tube going into my protein bottles that you get little things where you get your vitamins, and then I had a straw going into it. Filled that up with your strawberry flavored shampoo, whatever, and then had a straw coming out of it to burp it. Boom. And that was for your Pruno. Then when I did my white lightning, it had that with an extra extract.
I never
if it had
fucking
the
knew
Pruno-
that they made shampoo that was flavored.
Yeah, they do. It's strawberry.
That's fucking crazy, dude. I'm missing out, man. I always try not to get that shit in my eyes or my mouth, but
strawberry flavor.
Damn, if you pour it in your eye, can you see strawberries?
I don't know. Hey, when you pour it in your eye, you let me know. You see strawberries.
All right, Dust. Hey, man, I love you calling in and for being an OG Duff Free soldier. I gotta pay the bills. I gotta go, Dust. But keep listening on hold, brother. And I'm gonna send you some more of the how about the sweatshirt and some more swag. I got some T-shirts back there. What size are you?
I'm a 3X.
3X. I got a sweatshirt and a Black Market Cultivator shirt for you.
Hey, so what? Hey, I got a quick question. So what rang up the Pruno stuff and the alcohol?
Yeah, I just figured with your knowledge of mycorrhizae and trichoderma that you knew about certain things that I could ask about. I don't know. It was a hunch. I feel like I know my audience. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh wait, should we take this call? No. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Vinny. Fuck Vinny. Vinny.
What's going on?
Hey man, how
What's
you
going
doing?
on?
Are you calling for Horty?
I'm calling for. I got a question.
Okay, I got answers.
St.
Hopefully.
Jeopardy. Homeboy said he was He was watching Jeopardy with his dad.
I know.
What's wrong with that?
Listen. Can you imagine someone actually knowing their
And
father?
then he starts talking about goddamn moonshine. Anyways, yeah.
All right, Vinny.
Question.
I was watching Jeopardy with my dad, brother, uncle.
All right, weirdo. Question. Outdoor Grove coming up soon. I'm gonna do three cocoa perlites, 3 soil. I'm worried about my cocoa.
Damn, that wasn't a question. That was a statement.
Are you gonna finish the question?
That was a statement. Not
Yeah,
a question.
I'm gonna finish the question.
All right.
As far as the cocoa, I ain't really done the shit outside, so I'm worrying about. I don't use RO water.
Over the ridge, huh, Vinny?
I just let that shit sit out. For a few days. I pH it, and I use my nutrients and shit. Am I gonna have any problems?
Absolutely not. You are the Grove
got
God.
it.
You listen to Heavy
Yeah.
T's Grove
You got
Show.
it.
We are sending you some smart
Come on.
pods, Vinny.
Yeah, Master
Remember,
Grower.
call in at 562-653-0707. We're going to go to break, but before we do, we got a grand prize question. Horty Chris, the grand prize question. How many straws does it take to burp your Pruno?
What kind of bread do you use as your starter?
As your kicker.
If you're in
As
prison.
the kicker when you're in prison. Certain kind of bread you got to use to get that yeast, so you can get the apples and them oranges that you
Big Max is
going to
call in. I know this. Big Max is like, my white line is better than everyone's.
So now Dustin's disqualified from the grand
Is
prize.
that the real grand prize question?
Yeah.
Okay, one more time.
What kind of bread do you have to use as your kicker when you're starting a fresh batch of prison Pruno?
I have a full line of Mission Fertilizer, some Smart Pots, Blue Lab Meter, as well as some Turpinator for you. If you know the question, what's your kicker, according to Dustin?
When you're in prison.
Yes. Hey, I'll tell you off the air.
DFZ Radio.
He has to listen from his phone on hold.
If you send your bitch my direction, I bet I won't give her no attention, no affection. Same old questions, nigga, you thirsty. Your mind on the pussy, in my mind where a purse be busy. Boy, I make the shit look easy. She know I don't want her for that very fact she need me. I'm Easty, but I grew up on the west. They hear me loud and clear, that's why this ear up on my chest. Honey gang running things, know that. That's why that bitch catch me where the dough at. And you can say that pussy girl, you know that shit throw back. And if it ain't, I still don't give a fuck. You can hold that. Easy, she said she don't want them if they on her. She only want that nigga that don't want her. And nigga, you thirsty. You be all up in the ear, telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, you thirsty in the worst way. You thirsty in the worst way, nigga. You thirsty in the worst way. And you be telling her the same shit she heard. Oh,
She ain't got no patience. I don't really like waiting.
shit. Oh, I don't like waiting. So girl, I ain't waiting at all. Make sure you take it. Make sure you take it. Oh, I work, I lay that pipe, you gon' get it. Bosco, 100 strokes to the bitches. I ain't with the bullshit, bitch, I'm with the business. Every time I fuck, make sure you put that ass in it.
She said she don't want them if they own her. She only want the nigga that don't want her. And nigga, you thirsty. You be all up in the ear, telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, you thirsty. In the worst way, you thirsty. In the worst way, nigga, you thirsty. In the worst way, you be telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, what she wants don't require a question. What she needs is some direction. So I told her to go ahead and take her clothes off. And with no question, she did it, cause I'm a real one. She said to me, she said she don't want them if they own her. She only want the nigga that don't want her. Nigga, you thirsty. You be all up in the ear. Yeah, the same shit she heard. Oh yeah, you thirsty. In the worst way, you thirsty. In the worst way, nigga, you thirsty. In the worst way, you be telling her the same shit she heard. Oh yeah.
DFZRadio.com. Yo, this is Spanky Hayes, motherfucking Spanky Hayes, funny motherfucking Spanky Hayes. Shout out to DFZRadio.com.
Big cities need a fast-paced life to grow. And in my fast-paced garden, I use the Big City Hydro Mix. It's available in bulk anywhere in California, organic certified, and made with calcium buffered cocoa. With a consistent pH, it works well with all container gardens and conventional feeding programs. Check with your local grow store for bags.
Check us out at bulksoil.com.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right, that's right.
Hey, what's up? Shout out to my man, DJ Saint, my brother.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Not getting good results from those compost CO2 makers? Dude, your mushroom bag just ate 3 of my plants. Introducing the GreenPad CO2 generator. The simple, economical, and effective way to add CO2 to your indoor garden. Just hang, spray, and walk away. It's that easy. Since I ditched my old mushroom bags and switched to the GreenPad CO2 generator, I couldn't be happier. I just hang, spray, and walk away. It's really that easy. I don't have to worry about any runaway spores contaminating my room or wondering if it's actually working. I just listen to the gentle sound the GreenPads make when they're wet, and I know it's working. Thanks, GreenPads! More effective than those organic CO2 bags, the GreenPad CO2 generator will help increase the CO2 level in your indoor garden safely and easily. Just find a spot high in your garden, hang the pad with the specially designed hangers, spray the GreenPad with water, and that's it. Just hang, spray, and walk away. Adding CO2 to your indoor garden has never been easier. The GreenPad CO2 generator, available at finer hydroponic shops or online at thegreenpadstore.com. That's thegreenpadstore.com.
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a Grow, Bloom, and Boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Hey man, your garden smells amazing this year. What are you doing different?
Haven't you heard? We've been using the Turpinator.
Did you say Turpinator like terpenes?
Yes, exactly. Turpinator is designed to increase your plant's terpenes, which are responsible for everything from how your plants smell to how much flavorful oils they produce. Basically, Turpinator is the one-stop shop for an overall quality increase for your fruits and flowers.
That's awesome. You know, I can tell the Turpinator has not only increased the oils in all your herbs and flowers, but it looks like it's going to increase your dry weight as well. And dude, don't even get me started on those crystals. They look like mini icebergs.
Well, you better hurry up and get on board. It's flowering season right now. And since Turpinator is made right here in Sonoma County, you can literally find it in any hydro store in town. Boost your plant's oils and bring out flavors that will drive your friends wild. Turpinator. Sticky is an understatement.
You know, C is for cookie, and darn it, that's good enough for me. I'm Brody Walker, the Techno Warlock. Please listen 10 to 12 every Sunday to hear me ramble on about tech stuff that benefits you. DFZradio.com.
DFZradio.com.
Down the West Coast, candy paint dripping cause I just got a fresh coat. California raised me, an LA baby, the Chevrolet raisin, scraping on Dayton's, riding down Rosecrans, get with the program, call me the drone man, the hydros potens, got your eyes low, lower than the ocean, just west coasting through the coast, with the potion, and the best dro to smoke, the baddest bitches, girls in bikinis with ass titties. The hustle game easy, you just can't believe till you see me on TV. Drive down the wrong street, might see the tech smoke. Hop in the ride and let's go to the West Coast. This life is like a movie. You meet a model bitch, then you fuck her like a groupie.
So don't be amazed. Same nigga, same flow, same mind frame. I'm all about the loot shit. Fuck minimum wage, cruising through these Cali streets, smoking on this OG. Cash rules everything around me, I need more cream. West Coast, get it in. What the fuck you think? Saying I'm riding with you, really though, this money in the bank. E3 hotter than the California forecast. Burning up these tracks, nigga, I need more cash. Yeah, I'm a bona fide hustler. Fuck with my family or cash and I'ma cut ya. Real G's get it, that's only the obvious. Go against us, you know you facing the consequence. I love my state, but I really hate the politics. Better keep stepping, buddy boy, in the pile of shit. Yeah, in a pile of shit. E3, get it in, nigga, I'm live as shit. 3, 2, 1.
Just me and Mary J. As the world keeps spinning, like gold 100 spokes, engine running, Chevy gunning down the coast. Just let it roll. Who doesn't love to see a 6-4 hop down the block, banging Easy E and Pac?
Motherfuck the cops. I drove in my ride, but I ain't even tripping. It's another summer night and about to get the dipping. It's California, A, got some beautiful women. Gotta see it for yourself, it's such a beautiful vision. Palm trees, palm weed, won't you ride with me? West Coast in, floating through these Cali streets. Cruising down the boulevard in the late night. Sunset to the daylight, we take flight. Lights, camera, action, fast cars and jewelry. Models and groupies, we film in a movie. It's a motion picture, everybody's a celebrity. Won't you take a picture? It's a motion picture, everybody's a celebrity. Won't you take a picture? Latin girls, Asians, black girls,
Here we are, Canicon, Dr. Duff. I'm up in here in the Natural Enemies. What's the name of your company?
Natural Enemies.
I just said it, bro. Damn, I'm good, dude. I can read. That's Long Beach education at its finest. So, Natural Enemies. What the hell is Natural Enemies, dude? Do I just go get my homies and we go around and we just kick some ass?
For the most part, yeah. Beneficial insects or predatory mites that feed on the pest mites that people have in their garden.
So you have beneficial mites that you sell to the public for their garden to get. What is a beneficial mite? What does it look like?
Well, you can see them with the naked eye pretty easily. Simply, we got pictures here to show you. But yeah, they feed on the pests that you have in the garden. There's no negative impact on your plants whatsoever. It takes the place of any chemical applications to your crop.
So if you have spider mites in your garden, right? I'm going to go and buy my natural...
Persimilis. Buy Persimilis.
Buy Persimilis. What is that? What's that word?
Persimilis is most aggressive against two-spot spider mites, basically.
Bam! Knowledge for your brains. Did your face just melt like mine? It did. Okay, Persimilis. I said it right. I know I did. But anyways, check this out. They have spider mite, anti-spider mites. What are they called again?
Spider mite predators.
Spider mite predators that will go in and eat your spider mites. If you got webs on your garden, first of all, you're doing wrong because you got webs. And then you're going to need to get this Natural Enemies, bro.
Word.
Damn straight. Hey, how much does these natural predators, how much do they cost?
It just depends on which ones that you buy. There's slow-release sachets versus active adults. Just go online at naturalenemiesbiocontrol.com.
Somebody keeps posting this video of these chicks like on their knees with their head back and mouth open, and people are throwing bananas at them and they're trying to catch the banana.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's pretty funny.
Imagine that was your daughter. Duff got hit by the heavy freight train. His daughter's now catching bananas.
Yeah.
She's too young. Don't say that. You're horrible. Someone's going to report me to him.
Oh, I didn't know you were on there.
And then he's going to have to go.
We're back.
He's going to have to get back to Starbucks and get his free Wi-Fi so he can check it out. Because they cut off his internet at his house. Internets. Hey, I'm Trump T back here. According to Marcos.
Hey,
Poyos,
Trump T.
I'm Trump T.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? I heard you were mad. Yeah, I was mad. You fucked up again. Can we get over it? Can we get past it? Are you mad that I'm mad? Now you're mad. What do you think about that? I'm mad that you're mad. You're mad that I'm mad? Who? Fucking, that's some philosophical fucking shit right there. That'll blow your brain away. You're mad that I'm mad, but I'm mad because you're mad. What's the resolution, Horty Chris? Pruno.
Pruno.
And how do you make it?
And so is our grand prize question.
But how we got to start this Pruno?
How? What
You need a kicker.
You got some mycorrhizae?
You got to have mycorrhizae and bacterial.
Yeah, the back trial.
And enzyme.
You got to be from the state of Florida.
Once you got the back trial.
Some enzymes, some back trial, little mycorrhizin.
Yeah.
And then you need a kicker.
What is the kicker?
What is the kicker?
It's bread.
It's a type of bread, though.
Technically, it's just bread, but because
according to the
master moonshiner.
Stop. According to the Duff Free, and I'm gonna raise his title. He's no longer just Duff Free Soldier.
He's lieutenant, huh?
Dustin, I'm going all the way up.
Oh,
Dustin's Duff Free General.
he's a Duff Free General.
Dustin,
as the Duff
from
Free
wherever
General.
you are from, I anoint you Duff Free General, because you dropped so much knowledge tonight. So, when you're in Flow Rida and you need to get your Pruno and your mycorrhizal, what do you do?
Yeah, when you're in the penitentiary, you need to make some Pruno.
How many Prunos?
You're on the seal block. Seal block 8.
How many big pins is enough to make a straw long
You got to have 12 big pens that you string them all together.
You know, the big pen straws.
Yeah, and then you keister, you put them up your butt, and then you fart, and that heats it up and distills the white lignin. So you need bread.
but
and
we-
according to
A
the
kicker.
Duff-Free General, Dustin,
I still never understood what white lightning was. I listened to him, but I didn't know.
white
what
lightning.
Keep posting
is
your
the-
bullshit
is the
on Instagram, you'll
slang,
find out.
It's a slang term for moonshine, basically,
Okay.
because it's like clear.
It's Pruno turned into moonshine.
Yeah,
Or
it's
white light. Yeah,
it is refined,
right?
Distilled, basically.
Yeah, if you're a
Into
sophisticated
shampoo-
prisoner,
into
you only
a
drink
strawberry flavored shampoo bottle.
The strawberry flavored white lightning.
Damn, this white lightning tastes like strawberry. Yeah.
Well, it's flavored
I
from my
don't know
shampoo.
how it did.
You know, they got that strawberry flavored rat poison.
All right, so there's a bread. What bread, specific bread that Dustin, the Duff Free General, talked about to use to make Pruno?
And remember,
A kicker,
you
as a
got,
kicker.
You got to have that vanilla flavored hand soap, too.
Strawberry vanilla. That sounds good.
Yeah, strawberry vanilla.
Yep.
The strawberry shampoo with the vanilla flavored hand soap.
I'd be into it. I'd be like,
Yeah, I bet
Hell
you
yeah.
would be into it. Don't
some
ever
good
say
stuff.
you'd be into vanilla anything.
Strawberry vanilla Pruno?
Listen, bro.
That's dropping late summer.
Listen. There are 6 callers
Oh,
right
geez.
now. 1 through 6. And number 1 is Dustin, so we're not picking
Yeah.
him.
So 2 through 6.
We might get clarification. We might put Dustin on with the caller after if they win. But
Caller 4, I just eeny, meeny, miny, mowed it.
Got that Old Spice
Caller
flavored
4.
aftershave.
That's the new app. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Tasty.
Caller 4 is a Breezel.
What up, my dudes?
What up, Breezel? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, brother.
All right, my man. So, Horty Chris has a question for you. Drop it one more time, please.
According to the Duff-Free General Dustin, what type of bread do you have to use as a kicker when you're making prison Pruno?
The center of the wheat bread.
The center
is correct.
Wait, hold on. No.
Well,
Man, can you just fucking chill the fuck out for
No.
5 seconds with your fucking
Oh, you
Hey,
got
maybe,
excited
maybe
when
if we
he
had a
won.
pre-production meeting, I would have known that you were what you're trying
I
to do.
was trying to do pre-production. You were in the bathroom
Oh
for
yeah,
37 minutes.
I was here at 5:30. You showed up at 6:22.
I was at Lucille's eating barbecue.
Oh, okay. Well, prioritize.
Dustin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Breezel says it's the center of the wheat bread. Do you concur?
I confer.
He confers.
He confers.
He confers.
Fucking brilliant.
hell yeah.
All right, thank you,
That's
Dustin.
the only way. Hey, wait.
I'm
break
glad
it
he
down.
confers
Hold
it.
on, Calm
Hold
down,
on.
guys. Hey,
Oh,
it's because
The general
the
wants to
reason why
talk.
you use the center of the wheat bread
Yes, why?
is because there is the yeast in the bread. And that's the only way you can get any yeast in prison.
So there's no yeast in the white bread?
There's no yeast in the edges of the bread?
No.
Just the
It's
center.
in
Just the
of
center
the bread.
of wheat
And
bread.
You got to get the wheat bread. to
Not
get
the edges.
yeast. The white bread does not contain the yeast in it. It's cooked off in the white bread.
In the women's
The
prison,
wheat bread.
do you think they just use yeast infection?
No. They use regular yeast. They use the faggotary yeast
He knows.
because everybody wants to be queer in
I think
prison.
they use that Vagisil.
Could be, but Dustin, thank you for your insight. Breezel, you just won a Blue Lab meter, some Terpinator, Smart Pots, Mission Fertilizer. What else did I tell him?
A bunch of stuff.
It was
I think
$50
that was it.
worth of stuff.
What else, Breezel, did I tell you?
Who the hell's Breezel?
That's you.
It's Brizzle.
All right, Brizzle, whatever, Breezel.
Well, no, we got to ask Dustin how to pronounce his name.
Hold on, let's ask Dustin one more time.
The filter.
Dustin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spell a word for you. You pronounce it. Or are you ready?
I can't pronounce no words.
All right, listen.
No shit.
Dustin, here we go. B-R. Wait, write it down. Do you have a pen?
No, I don't.
All right, just
B-R.
remember
He has a
it.
pencil.
Hey, rub
No,
those
I'm not gonna remember
rub
shit.
the two last brain
He
cells
doesn't
you
know how
have
to write.
together. B-R-I-Z-Z-E-L. What does that spell?
Briz?
Oh, yeah, fuck you too.
You're like Floyd Mayweather Jr. You got a pencil? Write this down.
Brizzle. Is that right?
That's right, my friend, my dude.
All right, Brizzle, my nizzle.
What
You
do
just got hooked up.
What do
my
you want as a
friend.
prize?
No, we just got him Blue Lab Meter, Terpinator, Smart Pots, Mission Fertilizer, and anything else that I told him you'd get. You got to listen to the entire show. The grand prize question may come up at the last part, may come up at the first part. It's Heavy T's Grow Show every single Wednesday. We're hooking it up. Give me a soundbite, Horty Chris. Brizzle.
Every Wednesday night from 6:30 or whenever the fuck they end up showing up here till 10 p.m., who's hooking you up with the dopest grow knowledge and the freshest grow gear?
The Heavy T Grow Show.
Yeah, dig. Thank you so much for calling in and went and talked to Mark the screener. I think he's pretty much like...
He hates us.
Yeah. He's reported us.
He called OSHA.
So, Horty Chris, what do you feel about tonight? Good?
Yeah, that's all right.
What about the troll living under that fourth chin?
She's good.
It's always a girl. And she's BMC. Man, you rolled in the monster ZL1 Camaro tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take it easy going home. Don't go too fast. Don't drink too much Cannellini. You took it easy tonight. I do appreciate that. You answered some questions. You let Horty Chris talk over you way too much.
There was no cookies from Hydro Chef.
You're way bigger than him.
So I was more behaved.
And you know Taekwondo or some shit, right?
A little bit.
A little karate.
Allegedly.
You're a black belt in karate.
Allegedly.
And Saint Diesel.
What's up?
Step your game up.
What?
We'll try next week. We'll do better. So other than that,
we out.